G'day footy fans and welcome all viewers around Australia and the world. This is your Adelaide Footy League BTR Excavations Division 1 clash between your reigning Premier of Division 1 Port District and Payneham Norwood Union. Today's matchday stream sponsor is brought to you by Archie's. I'm here with Peter Georginas and Jack Banwell is on the call today. Peter, welcome mate. Are you looking forward to today's game?
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. Port District top of the ladder at the moment. Payneham sitting in 9th. I know Port District had a loss last week to Golden Grove up at Harpers Field. So Payneham have lost their last 4, so they're battling relegation, the Falcons, at the moment. Port District looking to keep top spot. If they lose today, they could very well lose it to St Peter's, who are level top with them in second, just on percentage at the moment. So it should be, I think Port District will get it done, but you never know in football.
Certainly, mate. Talk us through the ground conditions and the weather report. It's a blustery day here in the west of Adelaide.
Yeah, when we got here originally, it was clearing up a little bit. The rain is trickling down a little bit. It's just overcast at the moment. We might see a bit of rain during the game. In the middle of the ground, however, is full of mud. So the ball up in would be on near the outer side on the wing there. There's a big puddle right in front of the interchange, as well as one on the wing there. So on the ground, players will watch out for that little puddle there. I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream right now, but I'm sure we'll definitely see it when the ball comes down to the club side. So yeah, there's a few puddles around the ground on this side as well, but the other part of the ground looks all right. The goal squares look okay, not too muddy in there. A bit of sand, I reckon, or dirt in there, but the middle is definitely a mud bath, and that puddle could be dangerous.
Yeah, certainly, mate. We've got our main man on the camera as well, Barnaby. He'll get you all the great shots that you are seeing right now on this live stream. And of course, our 5 live streams of Division 1 are proudly brought to you by our sponsors. We've got High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, Programs to Fit, Filming Footy, Clashes, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, Sports Interactive, and of course Archie's, where the best on ground will win a pair of Archie's. And also a $50 voucher to Peter. What's the voucher this week for the best on ground?
The Bartleys.
We'll get that to you later on. Of course, we have to thank all of our sponsors. They're a major contributor of our Filming Footy streams each and every week. It is the $50 to the Bartley, so the best on ground will get a nice little present there at the end of the game. And just before we touch on both teams, as the coin toss goes up, Scott Lystead and Tommy Wagner, he wins the toss and he's kicking to the right-hand side of your screen, so that will favour... Will it favour either team kicking to the right-hand side? I'm not too sure. It kind of feels like the breeze is pushing all the way across the ground. Peter?
Yeah, I think it might favour him a little bit, only because the wind is going that way a little bit. You can see the trees moving, but realistically, it all depends on if it could change, because right now we're feeling a breeze picking up. It's getting more as we speak currently, so the wind could play tricks on the players as well. It could be a very different outcome than what we expect because of the weather conditions, but I'm not sure if it would favour any side at the moment. You have to see how it goes later on in the game.
Definitely. As we have just touched on, the weather is absolutely wild here in the west of Adelaide, but that's not stopping the Port District's faithful. They're out in a large force today, the Largs Legends as they like to be called. It's PDFC Sponsors Day and Past Players Day. So PD, Port Districts are thanking all of their major sponsors that contribute to their success for the now and into the future. And of course, all footy clubs' sponsors play a major part in shaping their success for the now and into the future. And as well, if you just get a look on the Port Districts players as they're warming up, they're all wearing blue armbands today. It's the Port District Footy Club Mental Health Round. So the guys are wearing blue armbands in support of Beyond Blue, and there's some fundraising happening around the place today at Port Districts. The coach and the president, I think even the captain who's not playing today, Louis Sharrett, is going to get dunked in a big pool of ice water, and they're raising funds for Beyond Blue. So it's a very good initiative that Port Districts are undertaking here at their footy club, looking out for one another, and it's something that we should all do, as the stigma and the issue of mental health is very prominent in our society today. We will now touch on the ins and outs of today's clash, which of course is brought to you by Archie's for Port Districts. There's 5 changes from last week and 7 from a fortnight ago when I was here against Sacred Heart. Got Tom Gray in for his first A-grade appearance since 2023 after an ACL recovery. and he's kicked a lazy 17 goals in 5 reserves matches. So he's just priming right at the right time to come and help this Port District side go back-to-back. Several other changes for them: Mitch Gaffney, Archie Charles, Oliver Siney and Broden Hawkins. Derizzi, Davidson, Nash Haynes, Ken Carpeney, Benny Gould are all out of the side for Port. And for Payneham, 2 changes, one massive change there. Sammy Morris back into the team. He's been an amazing recruit since coming across from Norwood in the Sample. And Matt Di Virgilio, he will wear the number 25 today. He's in for his second A-grade game, is it?
I think it's his first today.
Okay.
He's played 8 games, so 21 best in his career, but I think he's played 8 games, 2 in C grade, 6 in B grade if I'm correct. The wind's starting to pick up here and the rain is going to come down too. I've just checked the weather up and it's gone 21 knots to the right, so it might favour Payneham, but don't be surprised if we see the ball get caught up in the air a lot.
I don't know my wind conversions, but 21 knots sounds like a bloody hell of a lot, and there'd be gusts up to 50 k's an hour, I would suspect, as the day carries on. Before we get started in this game today, I'll let you take the first call. Peter, who is your tip for today, mate?
I think Port District, just because the way they've been playing, they haven't lost at Largs Reserve all season. Payneham have only had 1 win away. I know that doesn't play a big part, especially what you do on game day, but I just think Port District are the better side at the moment.
Peter Georginas kicking us off with the Filming Footy stat. Port District 6-0, first versus 9th. Take it away, mate.
We're on the way, and it's going to be a ball up as it's very rainy. Lyset first tap wins it to Sam Gray, the 2 ex-Port Adelaide superstars. Straight away they go onto the Payneham 50, but there's a tackle and the rain is coming down straight away. As soon as the siren went, it triggered the rain. It's going to come down and it's not going to stop anytime soon, it looks like. Lyset wins the tap again. Port District trying to get it further forward as Payneham still with the football. Now Pippett with the football takes the mark. Pippett looking for an option, goes to a 1v1 contest right in that middle of the mud, and it's taken by Sparkle. Sparkle now with the football, just goes short. Sammy Morris ball nearly slipped out of his hand. Small handball to Giannini, and he gets it inside 50, and Payneham will have the first shot on goal, and it's Nicholas Kelly. Wonderful ball movement from one end to the other. Payneham using a few handballs and a few short kicks to get it from one side to the other, and it's going to be Nicholas Kelly who's going to try and have the first opportunity at goal. This will be a fast start to the Falcons. They definitely need it as Prince Alfred are pushing them down there, the relegation zone. They sit level with them. They're 9th, however, and Prince Alfred at 8, and he's hooked it to the right-hand side. So to be the first score of the day for the Falcons, it's 1 behind, and Port District looking to reset now.
Very promising start there for Payneham. They took the ball from one end to the other as the rain started to plummet, as you called so beautifully. Joey Haynes to bring the ball back in for Port. Passaniti plays on straight away. Goes long. All on his own there. Looks like Sam McKay. Ball comes to ground. Broden Hawkins it was. Jack Gaffney in pursuit now. Plenty of players around it. Sanzo ends up on the bottom of a pack, and another ball up there. So we'll see plenty of ball ups, no doubt, as the play unfolds this afternoon. Lyset wins it down. Ferns inside 50 over Dwyer's head, and that Vangeline should beat all comers, and it does. So Max Wagner to bring the ball in for the Falcons. He was in the best players last week. He's a rock down in defence for the Falcons.
Wagner now with the football as he kicks it towards the middle of the ground. A pack of players. Fist comes from Tom Wagner now, the skipper for the Falcons. Port District still trying to get it forward. Gray couldn't get a clean possession of the football. Ball slipped out of his hands as that ball will get even more slippery as the rain keeps coming down. Lyset takes 2 men to tackle him, eventually socked off the ground by Matthew Rose. Just gets on the Payneham 50, but Payneham are well set defensively. Handball over his head. Risky if it doesn't work, but it pays off. It goes to Tom Lewis. Lewis now goes into the middle of the ground. The ruckman is there, but it goes over his head. Scotty Lyset. Now Tom Wagner with the football. Handballs it off. Now the Falcons can go down the other end again here. Here's Giannini with the football. Just beats one, gets around. Sam Gray couldn't quite find the teammate. Slipped over. That's the second time he's done that. Samuel Morris. You can't blame him with conditions like this, though. Painting kept going. Looked like he scooped that one. The umpire let it go. And now they can clear the football, but not very convincingly. There's a spoil coming. Payneham have the numbers around the contest. Conditions are getting worse as we speak at Largs Reserve. Payneham still with the football, though. Wonderfully done in the wet. Now it's a high footy. Hopefully there's no collision, and a good chest mark taken by Cooper Gaffney.
Great mark. Gaffney switches straight away to his brother Jack. And a one-on-one with Rahui. Rahui does well to corral. And out of bounds, far side. Difficult conditions for the players, difficult conditions for us here in the booth as well. We've got some holes in the scaffold, getting drips and drabs on us as well. So everyone's doing it tough here. Plenty of patrons here, as we touched on in the pre-game. Sponsors Day, mental health round here at Port District. Plenty to play for both teams. Inside 50 for the home team. And Max Wagner sees that one over the line.
Just speaking of that puddle there, if it keeps running like this, it might get even bigger at the moment.
We'll end up with a puddle on our table too.
Yeah. I think Port District have the shot here for the last... No, they'll have a boundary throw. He wanted to claim it there.
Yeah, he did want to claim it, but no, definitely just touched over off hands. So ball in. McKay to do the ruck work against Greaves. Wins it down. Chases up his own footy, and he's well held. So repeat stoppage here for Port. They love to play this style of footy. Set up numbers behind the footy. And play that front half style that we know and love from Port. Payneham need to do something to counter that this afternoon. Ball goes top of the square. Tommy Carter, position A! Off hands. Who can crumb? Looks like Jack Gaffney. It is. Steadies. Goes back to Joey Haynes. He's got one on short. He pumps it long. Goal bound. But he's pushed it across the face. Had a couple of options there. Probably could have lowered his eyes. Joey Haynes, he'll want his time again, I think. But that's Port District's first score of the afternoon. So it's 1-1 here at Country Living Homes Reserve.
Sorry, Jack. I'll tell you what, it's going to be very hard to write down the player goals at the moment. My notes are fading as we speak, so with the pen. So if you can maybe get a clear note on that. They've kicked that one out of bounds, though, the Falcons. So it'll be Port District with the football back. It's going to be Alex Stanoff. Very difficult to score from here. I think he might go for it, though, Jack.
Left-hand goalpost, I actually fancy him. The pockets are very square here, so it's not as tight as maybe you might think from here, mate.
Well, in these conditions, let's see if Stanoff can do it. For the first goal of the game, it's coming back. Is it through? It is, and he's got it, and Jack has called it perfectly. And Port District with the first goal of the afternoon, and it's Alex Stanoff. Wonderful call there, Jack.
Sensational goal by Deinhoff. Yes, I might have called it, but I wasn't the one who put it through, so all credit goes to Alex Deinhoff for that snag. That's just the start that Port would have wanted in front of their home faithful. Alex Deinhoff with your first of the afternoon. A couple of changes for both teams. Dommy Denton takes his place at fullback. Lysette on Greaves in the ruck. Lysette should get this one down. The wind just pushed it to his side. Fern's playing on ball, that's interesting. Kicks it long off his left. Good spoil, Rahui, Giannini, probably taken high. No, says the umpire. And he's clamped as he tried to escape. So repeat stoppage, top of the 50 for the home side. Giannini gets a little hat kick away on his left. He's going to chase it up again, fist it down, and then holds Ferns. Scrambled forward here for Payneham. Denton, position A. With a bit of composure too around the corner. Doesn't quite find Haynes. And Sam Morris will bring it in for the Falcons.
Morris now looking for an option inside 50. Port District well set in defence. 1v1 contest all around the ground. Just a grubber kick along the ground. And our Port District can clear, but it's smothered. Wonderfully done though. Picked up by Cooper Gaffney, and they get around with ease. Has it bounced on the floor? Probably best to do that in these conditions as they get going forward. Here, Port District cleared away by Joseph Haynes. Now there's a contest emerging for the football. Carter picks it up. Thomas Carter, that is handballs to go on the run. Harry Dwyer, he lost the football. He picked it back up again. He kicked the goal, and Port District have two.
Two in a flash as well. Nice involvement there for Tommy Carter. A special day for Tommy Carter today, Pete. You were telling me in the pre-game.
Yeah, it's his 100th game here at Port District in the seniors. He's spent some time in the sample with the West Torrens, and he's played at Port District as a junior through his whole career. So wonderful milestone for him. Always good to get a milestone, even if it's 50 games or 100 games, whatever it is. 100 games today, and a credit to him. He's played a lot of football in his career, especially with the West Torrens as well, and good milestone for him today.
100%. So in a flash, the reigning premier have two in quick succession. Lysette slaps it forward. Mitch Gaffney, one of the key players missing last week in there. A bit of an upset loss to Golden Grove, so they'll welcome him back. Ferns, a bit stiff there for holding the ball, he thinks. Morris is the recipient of that free kick. Wagner wants it on his head. It's going in his direction. Kick to his advantage. 2-on-1. Great spoil, Organ. Theodorakopoulos gets a handball. Trip, says the umpire. Wagner pumps it long and strong from outside 50. That's going to bounce through. The skipper, Tommy Wagner, gets the Falcons first. Something out of nothing there. And they're going to need a little bit of magic like that from here on in if they are to take their place in Division 1 in 2026.
Yeah, wonderful goal there from the captain, Tommy Wagner.
Are you writing the goal kicks on your phone?
Yeah,
I love it. No, that's good. That's good.
I'm going to have to, as my notes,
Yep.
They're just erasing it with the rain at the moment. I can't write really anything at the moment, but I'll try to give you the best I can. So I've got, I've got the goal kickers at the moment. Anyway, back in the middle here at Largs Reserve. Lysette just does it with ease in the tap, tries to go to Gray again. This time the Falcons are set better in the midfield. It's a scrap for the football on the floor. Lysette eventually gets a handball, and Ferns now kicks it towards the wing. Couldn't quite get a clean hand on it. Was Joseph Haynes. Here come the Falcons. Now they can go inside 50. Leading at the football is Matt DeVergilo. His first A-grade game, wearing the number 25 today. As we're going to have a boundary throw-in after it was touched over the boundary line. Looks like the rain's easing up just a little bit at the moment, but don't be surprised if it comes pouring down a bit later on as well. Now in the ruck, Rahui for the Falcons. Rahui, clever shepherd, but it was called holding on off the ball, so it's a free kick going the way of the Falcons. And the recipient of the free kick will be Tom Lewis. Now Lewis with a chance to level the scores here. We saw Payneham get the first shot on goal through Nick Kelly. They kicked it behind. Port District went to kick 2 goals, 1, and now it's Payneham with that last goal outside 50 by the captain, Tommy Wagner. Now Tom Lewis an opportunity to level the scores and kick Paynham's second.
Looks like he's going to come in to this one with his left foot.
See how he goes. Eventually throws it on the right. And that's going to be touched on the line by Lysette. Looked like it was still in play, but the goal umpire called a touch behind. So Lysette doing what he does best, tapping the footy.
Yeah, doing what a good ruckman should, getting on the line. Haynes pumps it long, out of fullback, as we're so accustomed to. Joey Haynes gets their offence going. And they've got one out if they can move it quick and be clean. But they can't. Catalano did really well. Rahui, he's moved back in the last couple of weeks under interim coach Ben Hunt. Normally played up forward. Wagner just shoves Joey Haynes out the way. Did well to get some space for his teammate Lurs, who drills it into the 50. And that's Di Virgilio. Got some nice separation in front of Denton, and it was a great pass from Lurs. Just kicked it to his advantage, and it was welcomed onto his chest.
Yeah, Payneham moved the ball really well, and they've done that a few times, but they just can't convert on the scoreboard at the moment, so hopefully you can get one here.
They definitely need to take their chances. The last couple of weeks, they've kicked inaccurately early, and it's cost them. Di Virgilio needs to go through. A few stutter steps, didn't look too confident in all honesty, and that's the result you're going to get. He's pushed it to the far side.
Yeah.
So all shots need to go to that right-hand goalpost, and it'll swing back nicely, but not to be this time. So 1-3-9. Plays 2-1-13, margin 4 points here at Country Living Homes Reserve.
Yeah, the wind picked up as he kicked that one. Clear and kick by Haynes now. Clears the 50 again and almost held onto the football there. Oliver Siney. It'll be touched over the boundary line, however. And the wind just comes on and off, doesn't it, Jack? It's you can feel it behind us, then you don't. And then the rain comes on and then you don't feel it. And it's a very blustery day here at Largs Reserve. The ball's thrown in, though. Lycett got the better of Greaves on that occasion, but Payneham still move the ball better at the middle at the moment. Then Port District back inside 50 again. No mark taken, fisted away by the Port District defender. Gray tries to make a second effort for Port District, just gets around with ease though. The Payneham forward, Norwood Union forward, and spilled over the line by Dear Virgilio. It'll be another opportunity, this time Payneham a bit closer to goal from this boundary throw in.
Lock this ball in their forward half. Payneham, it's going to be crucial to their success today.
Yeah, Payneham haven't actually been playing that bad at all. It's better than what we've expected. I know the conditions might play a bit. The ruck goes over everyone's head and it spills to the rover who took a clean, but it's going to be over the boundary line touched anyway. So Payneham, Jack, are playing a lot better than what we expected. And in my opinion, they're actually playing a little bit better than Port District at the moment. The scoreboard, they've had 5 scoring shots to 3. I know it's not, they haven't converted, but they're definitely moving the ball better at the middle, I reckon.
Yeah, it's definitely been an even contest, and the weather is probably playing a part in that as well. I was actually at Payneham last week, and they played a lot better than the scoreline suggested. It was only a couple of points in it at 3/4 time, and then Sacred Heart ran away late and made blew the scoreboard out a little bit. So, yeah, this is the type of performance I was expecting from Payneham, at least for the first few quarters. It's just a matter of they can sustain it for 4 quarters with that high pressure and high intensity, and a little bit of a change in their ball movement as well under interim coach Ben Hunt. Lycett wins another tap down, so he's dominating early doors in the hit-out department, and he follows up really well. Umpire calls it for a ball up. Also with Oliver Siney there, he's getting involved. Early doors for Port District. Gray with the clearance. Hawkins did well. Handball, Jack Gaffney, kick inside 50. Looks like Matt Rose playing down there. No, that's Harry Dwyer. He was out-bodied really well. Down the line now, the Falcons. Tommy Wagner, great work. Liam Modistach, sensational intercept mark. He's one of the first names on Josh Ramsey's team sheet. With all these stars, he's one of his most reliable players, is Modistach. Broden Hawkins, scrap kick forward, only as far as Catalano, and the Falcons can repel to a one-on-one.
And the one for Port District with Joseph Haynes, and he slipped over so his opponent Lewis can go through, and lured inside 50 now. Almost took the mark there. Kristanchik couldn't quite. Now Port District try and clear, but the kick was smothered. It falls onto Pippett. Pippett throws it on the boot. High footy, close to the goal line. Is that through? The goal umpire says yes. 6 points to Payneham, and they hit the lead by 3. And eventually, that was a great smother in the back line. Eventually, Payneham get the goal that they've been pushing for. 4 behinds came throughout that play for their second goal, but they eventually got it, and it's Pippett who kicks it. A win. Just picked it up, as we said, Jack. It picked it up a little bit, and well, we can say there's no real advantage at the moment.
I was just about to say the same thing. It almost wasn't going to make it to the line, was it? It just hung up there in the wind. He gave it a big old pitching wedge, but it just sailed through. Modistach trying his best on the line. Couldn't quite. So, about halfway through the first quarter here at Country Living Homes Reserve, the away team, they've played really well. 6 scoring shots to 3, and they have a 3-point advantage. So just a little bit of work to do here for Port. Plenty of time left in this one, obviously. Greaves wins it down. Gray couldn't quite hold on. Tries to soccer it away, but good smother. It's going to be the name of the game here today for Port District by the look of it. Just try and get it forward at all costs. Mitch Gaffney nearly runs him down. Chain of handball. Theo Durakopoulos kicks it high and long. Modistach. Pippett tackles. Modistach gets a handball out. Clever handball, Siney. Off the ground, Cooper Gaffney. And it'll be brought in by Payneham. He's got Rahui on short. A couple of short ones on, but goes over all their heads and pumps it long. Goes over everyone's head. Inside 50. Kristanzig around it and lures. Kristanzig can make a bit of magic happen if it falls to him. Theo Durakopoulos tackles Lycett. Gets a kick away, the big man. Siney now, plenty of time. Attacks it well. Handball over Gaffney's head. He's got Haynes out on the outer side if he can get it there. Run down, Rahui.
Yeah, great tackle there from Rahui. Goes short now and finds Pippett. Pippett inside 50, and that'll go straight to find Wagner again.
Great bit of play there by Payneham. An inspired Payneham this afternoon, it looks like. Rahui set that play up. I thought that kick in short to Pippett actually was just going to get chopped off, but Pippett just marked it before the player could intercept, and he lowered his eyes beautifully to Tommy Wagner.
Wagner now going for goal for his second to extend the Falcons' lead. It's going to be close again, this time falls short, and Lysett tapped it over his head, but it's still in play. It was stopped on the line by the Payneham forward. Trying to keep it alive here, and now they'll get an opportunity with the ball up just outside the goal square where we can't even see the paint at the moment there, Jack. But we'll imagine it's on the paint there as Lysett now I think if he taps it through, there'd be deliberate. Not quite sure about that one. I'm not sure if you know, Jack.
No deliberate.
No deliberate. So Jack, the expert with the rules here, knows more than I do, certainly. As we'll have another ball up, I believe. And it will be. So the ruckman will go at it. Lysett just caught it out the ruck. And tried to handle it to a teammate. Port District are trying their best to rush it through the behinds. 3 occasions. Eventually we have a throw in. So Payneham will still have an opportunity to score here. Port District haven't got possession of the footy by rushing it. Lysett's been doing well. Catches it out the ruck and he says, get it out of here, finally. Pumps it, but it's going to come back, you'd think, as Payneham have got numbers all around the football, even with drop marks from their own teammates. Now inside 50 again. Kristanjic's played well in this first quarter, couldn't quite take the mark though. Now it's a scrap for the football. No one can get a clean possession, and it will have another ball up.
What can Payneham conjure here? Lysett's probably going to just smash it out of the area again. Not this time. Gaffney put his teammate under pressure, his brother under pressure actually. And no, it's Dylan Pippett. So he's been electric to start this match. Not sure if he's going to have the distance. The wind's coming and it's going and it's holding the ball up and it's making it sail through. No one knows what's going on out there at the moment. Looks like he's going to line it up. Plenty of big bodies on the line. Dylan Pippett kicked one a few minutes ago. Strikes this one okay. Looks online. It is online. 2 early ones for Dylan Pippett. And it's 3 goals 5 for the Falcons.
Yeah, they've had their opportunities. They've had 8 scoring shots to 3. It's been all Payneham. At the start of the quarter, they kicked the first behind, Jack, and we thought that Payneham would have a fast start to the game. Port District kicked 2 goals. We all thought Port District was all them, and then Payneham have had a lot of scoring shots coming through, and it's all been Payneham. So I think the scoreboard's supposed to say 3-5. I'm not sure if they're fixing that at the moment. It says 3-4-24. I think we'll go with the scoreboard at the moment. I'll give you some stats around the ground shortly. This is a ball up in the middle. Lysett couldn't quite get the tap on this occasion. Sam Gray scrambles along the floor. Sock it out of there. It's going towards the puddle. Eventually they stop it from going there. Snap around the body comes from Cooper Gaffney. Gaffney gets it to a contest. It spills off hands. Lysett, he's trying his best to run for the football. Just bends down and gets it to his teammate Sammy Gray. Gray handballs it off to Matthew Rose. Inside 50. Couldn't quite take the mark. Now they can keep going here, Port District. A good tackle laid. Port District still trying to get it more and more forward, snap around the body, but Payneham set up really well defensively. I assume we'll be getting close to quarter time shortly. It's Houston now with the football for the Falcons at a full back. Pumps it long into the middle. They've got the numbers though, Port District. Wonderful mark held onto by Jack Ferns. Ferns wants to switch it here, goes to the other side. And the ball just finds a teammate. Is that going to be 25? It is. He just dumped him after the kick.
Silly.
And it's, I'm not sure if you can see who that is there, Jack.
I think it's Matt Rose, mate. Matt Rose.
Matt Rose now with the football. And I think he might be a bit too far out to score. There's players leading all across inside 50 for him. It looks like he's going to go the shot eventually though, as he can't seem to find a particular target. So, Rose now. He eventually goes short, but it's cut off, and eventually Payneham will get the ball back. Kenzie now goes to Deanoff. Deanoff handballs to a teammate on the run. They can keep going, the Falcons. Clever if they can do this right. Port District just want to interchange, but Kai, the vice captain, came on, but Modestach took the mark.
That's 2 intercept marks early for Liam Modestach. Disposal hasn't been amazing though. Gray gets a handball. Plenty of players around this contest. Nice chain of handballs there for the Falcons. Cleared by Catalano to the centre of the ground. The dead set centre of the ground. Di Virgilio taps it forward. Clever. Greaves hacks it forward and says, Hockley, get on the end of that one. Chased by Passaniti. Do they get a hand on it? They don't. Passaniti sends him into the LMAC home sign. And the umpire says, bring it in, Daniel Passaniti. Of course, he's got the blue armband on today. Mental health round for Port Districts. Fantastic initiative that they're bringing to the Adelaide Footy League. Big pack of players fly. Rose, off hands, clears down the line. Boundary line should beat all comers, and it does. Brad McKenzie to bring the ball back in for Payneham.
So McKenzie now with the football. I assume would be close to quarter time. We don't have a clock here at Country Living Homes Reserve. Kick it to a pack, a lot of players in there, and a good mark taken by Tom Wagner. So here the Falcons come again. Inside the 50 now, 2v1 in the end. Port District well set up, and mark has been taken by Cooper Gaffney. He's played well in this first quarter, Cooper Gaffney. And he's going to take a little bit of time as he looks for a teammate down the line. So he goes into that contest. The ruckmen are there. No one could get a clean possession of the football. Comes back inside 50 from Tom Wagner, the skipper. He's another one who's played well for the Falcons. Inside 50, tries to find a teammate. Wonderful mark taken by Matthew Hockley. It was contested. He got taken to the ground. He still held on to the football, and he took a wonderful mark there, Matthew Hockley. And I tell you what, Jack, could see an upset on the cards.
Oh, very early to call the upset, mate, but Payneham are playing really, really well. And just on Matthew Hockley, I reckon there's a Matthew Hockley fan club just down below us here. Every time he's near the footy, the Payneham reserves players are going bunter. Hopefully he can put it through.
Matthew Hockley now lines up. Is that going through? Yes, it is! And Paynham's faithful. You can definitely hear him here at Country Living Homes Reserve. That's 4 goals for Payneham. That's Matthew Hockley's first goal for the Falcons. They've got 4 goals, 5-29. Port District of 2-1-13. They're playing a lot better in this first quarter. Now keep in mind, like we said before, they've never lost at home, Port District. I know it's still early though in the first quarter, so we're not going to write them off just yet. But we'll go back in the middle now.
Lysette and Greaves in the ruck. Lysette's had his fair share of hitouts today. I don't think that wind's helping Fraser Greaves. The ball seems to be just going into Lysette's area. Umpires might need to make an adjustment at quarter time. Like the players, might need to make an adjustment as well. Ferns just sees that one over the line. So he's been a really important recruit for Port District's Jack Ferns. He's played 100 league games at Woodville West Orange, can play back, can play forward, kicked 11 goals this year. Now he's playing in the middle of the ground, so very versatile customer for Coach Josh Ramsey. Falcons now with the clearance. Comes to Morris, he's got Pippert all on his own in the centre, but opts to go over his head. Di Virgilio, Modestach, great spoil. Plenty of players there for Port and Payneham, even numbers.
Yeah, he's held him off the ball, just tackled him for no reason, so free kick going the way of the Falcons.
Called it really well. Pippert now, wheels onto that left boot. Hockley, where's the fan club? They're getting louder. Matty Rose beats all comers to the line. And another score for the Falcons, so 4-6. A couple of those gettable, but most of them are rushed, I would have thought there, Peter.
Yeah, a lot of them, especially that scramble. We had 3 of them trying to rush it through, 3 stoppages in that goal square. But now Port District moving around the other side. Tom Gray now with the football. Now chance for Port District to go inside 50 and take a mark. He has taken it on the chest.
That's Sam McKay with the footy in his hand there, Peter.
Okay, well spotted, Jack. As my binoculars are full of water at the moment, so I can't really see the other side of the ground. But he's going to have the shot here, McKay. So he's going for it, makes the goal umpire work. In fact, he's kicked it out in the full. So Port District couldn't get a third on the board, nor a second behind. So they will remain at 2-1-13. Shouldn't be too long left to go now, Jack, you'd think.
No, I wouldn't have thought. Currently 2:40 on the real life time. So, yeah, probably approaching close to 30 minutes in this first quarter. It's been an entertaining one though, hasn't it, mate? Payneham have definitely rocked up the plate, and Port District's just a little bit slow out of the blocks. Just a bit lethargic perhaps from last week as well, where they didn't quite turn up. They were missing some players as well. So I would expect them to respond in the remaining 3 and a bit quarters here on their home deck. Of course, it's an important day for their club as a whole as well. A kick in from Payneham. Umpires found a free. I think it's Nick Kelly with the ball, one of their bigger sort of guys. He's kicked it long to his teammate there, Greaves. He got caught out the back. Wagner, they're all running now. Payneham, but the handball missed. And that's important. Lice set. What does the umpire see there? Was it dangerous? Not quite.
I think it depends on the umpire there. Some would have called it, some wouldn't have.
Yeah, looked to drive his head just a little bit into the ground, but umpire said play on. Tap forward for Payneham. Ferns hanging on in the back. Take your pick. He earns a free kick, and Fraser Greaves is the man who gives away that one. So Jack Ferns they look to just be slowing the ball down now, Port Districts, as we close in on quarter time.
Yeah, shouldn't be too long left to go. No, I've said that, and now it's factual. So the siren goes at quarter time. Port District 2-1-13. Payneham 4 goals 5-29. A lot of opportunities for Payneham to score. Like we said before, a few rushed. The goal kickers here for Port District, Dianoff with 1, as well as Dwyer. For the Falcons, it's Wagner with 1, Pippett with 2, and Hockley with 1 here at quarter time.
It's been an entertaining first quarter. The away side with plenty to play for in 2025, still with 5 and a bit games to go. They lead your reigning Premier Port District by 16 points. We'll be back after these messages. Quarter time, just wrapping up here at Country Living Homes Reserve. An entertaining first quarter, plenty of scoring shots. The away team, Payneham, hold a 16-point advantage against Port District here, 2-1-13, plays 4-5-29. Our 5 live streams of Division 1 are proudly brought to you by High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, Programs to Fit, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by RTC, Archie's and the Barley Tavern, where the best on ground will take home a pair of thongs thanks to Archie and a $50 voucher thanks to the Barley Tavern in West Lakes. Important day today here at Port District Country Living Homes Reserve. Past Players Day, Sponsors Day and Mental Health Round. You'll see Port District getting around the ground today in some blue armbands. So great day, great initiative from Port District. Hopefully for their sake they can come back here and get the job done for all their fans. Ball comes to half forward here for Port District. If you've just joined us, the breeze, not sure if it's favouring either side. It's definitely howling across the ground at times though, and Payneham made it count 4-5-29 when kicking to the right-hand side. So come half-time, we'll see if that's an indicator if that is the scoring end or if Payneham can hit back and kick a few goals themselves, kicking to the left of screen. Myself, Jack Banwell, here on the call, and I'm joined by Peter Georginas. Sensational start from you, mate. A couple of great calls, great goals. What have you made of the first quarter of footy?
Yeah, it's been Port District dominated at the start of the quarter, then throughout the middle and the end of the first quarter. It was all Payneham. They just couldn't quite convert on goals, as we mentioned at the end of quarter time. So if you're just joining us, Payneham dominated the end of that first quarter, but it's been pretty even throughout the middle of the ground. And like you said, Jack, we'll see if this is the scoring end as Port District go back inside 50. Mark taken by Archie Charles. So Charles, first time he's popped up, I think, today. So for Port District, so Charles, let's see if this does favour Port District scoring, and I'm sure we'll get, like you said, a better indication at half time to which ways the wind is going. We can see that Morn Team little banner flying up and down a little bit. So the wind is
behind the goal, yeah. Yep.
So the wind's going on and off here. See if he can kick the goal though. Charles, it wasn't the best looking kick, and he's kicked it to the left, so it's a behind. So that'll bring Port District out to 2-2-14 to Payneham 4-5-29 as they clear out of full-back now. Couldn't quite take the mark on the chest there. I think that was Sam Gray who dropped it. Not quite sure who it was there. No, sorry, Nick Organ. Apologies there, Organ.
Jumped early there, Greaves. Lysette said thank you. I'll kick it forward. Ball bobbling around. Plenty happening down below us here. Plenty of voice from the fans. Great to see everyone braving the elements, as we are here in the commentary booth here. Peter and our cameraman Barnaby. His technical equipment getting a few drops of rain on it. He's freaking out. Ball inside 50 here for Port. No hands on that ruck contest. Back to Ferns over his head. He's got Rose for support. Ferns snaps it. Top of the goal square. Carter. Wait, how's that bounced? Goodness me. I thought Shane Warne was reincarnated there for a second, but it's trickled through for a minor score. Max Wagner to bring the ball back in for Payneham Norwood Union.
So Port District with 2 early behinds here in the second quarter. Wonderful mark held on to, and that could be 25 if he's not careful.
Should be, surely.
Lysette getting away with one there, and it is 25. I think he overstepped the mark. That's why I got paid, not for the dunk tackle. Yeah, so right. Umpire eventually gave a 25 away, so Payneham can benefit through it. Kicked inside 50 by Wagner, the skipper, but it's cut off. Port District with an uncontested easy mark on the chest inside their back 50. Now it's a 1v1. It's Carter and Rahui. Eventually it could be a high tackle there, wasn't paid. Eventually Port District get the ball away. 2 players tackle him. Is that holding the ball? It's a ball up. Payneham players wanted it to be holding the ball, so we'll have a ball up close to that boundary line. It's very square, as you said before there, Jack. How's this going to bounce? Bounces out of reach of Hawkins. Ball spills for Isaac Hewson. Hewson kicks it towards the other side. Good switch, but couldn't quite find the chest of Pippet. It bounced to him and eventually goes over the boundary line. There's a player limping here for Payneham coming off now. I'll just see who that is. I'm not sure if you know.
That's Paddy Sanzo.
Sanzo coming off now, so he'll be replaced by Matt Nye. We hope he's okay. I'm sure he will be. Just looked like he got trotted on in that contest, but I'll keep an eye on that, as you want to call this one, Jack.
Another boundary throw in. Plenty of those this afternoon. Rahui first on the scene. Left foot, hat kick forward. Kelly, 1, 2, 3. Couldn't quite hold it on the 4th attempt. Haynes just gets it out of the area. And that's not another great kick from Joey Haynes. He didn't look. He just belted the ball away. Nye intercepts. Inside 50 for Payneham. Di Virgilio harassing the Payneham opposite number. And it trickles out of bounds. Passanidi sees that one over the line. So another stoppage here. Plenty of that this afternoon. Wet and wild conditions here at Country Living Homes Reserve. If you've just joined us, can Payneham get one against the breeze? Rose to Sam Gray. That one stays in. How's that breeze? Just keeping it inside. And the boundary line.
It looked in.
Nick Kelly, did it look in, did it?
It looked into me, and I think Kelly thought so as well, but I'm boundary umpire has the best view.
I think, sorry, that's Durack. I get Kelly and Durack mixed up quite a bit, but good work, Charles. Lysett
just slipped over, and the ruckman for Payneham there couldn't quite, I think it was Rahui in the ruck, I'm not sure who was there, but he couldn't quite get the tap either. So we'll have another ball up. Sorry, Greaves, apologies. Thank you for pointing that one out to me. Jack Lysett couldn't quite get the tap on it, but they got the kick away. Now Payneham trying to stop Port District going forward. Good tackle laid on Harry Dwyer. The rain stopped for the start of the second quarter, Jack. The first quarter it calmed down a little bit, but right now it's stopped. Lysett gets a handball to a teammate. They can try and keep going forward here, Port District, but Houston has definitely popped up in this quarter.
Great.
Good vision, but could it be cut off? Couldn't quite hold on to the mark there. Sparko had 2 players on him. Then he got the ball again. They've done really well here, the Falcons. Giannini forced the handball backwards, but eventually they can get it forward with a dribble kick, but Port District will try and take it back. Gets a handball away, Giannini again with the football. Handballs to Houston again. Houston called his name a bit, as I just said. Wonderful kick. Just finds Theo Dorokopoulos.
How'd you go with that one?
Oh, I am Greek myself, so pretty good, I reckon.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I might have to get a tip off you at half time on how to pronounce that one correctly.
Scott Lysett now tries to go to Dianoff, but the kick was cut off. Payneham working really well in defence to not let Port District inside 50. Sparkhole went to Morris. Morris down to the Payneham 50. Lysett slow to react, and eventually he's been dispossessed of the football, and it's got knocked out of his hands. Now they can dribble it to the middle of the park. Couldn't quite get a toe on it there for Sparkhole, but eventually they get the ball just outside the 50 there. I can't see any of the lines from here, Jack, but they're inside 50 now, Payneham, but Port District with the football as they clear.
There's plenty of room inside that forward 50. The pocket's very deep. Saw Dianoff kick. Great goal from a similar spot. Gray now a half-back for Port. And Dianoff, the man we just spoke of, Mackenzie, fist that one into the construction site. It'll be a lot better for all parties next year at Port District. The new club rooms are getting built. There's a media room for us, Peter, so that's something for us to look forward to, and there's plenty of room for all the patrons to have a few frothies. They're all under the veranda at the moment.
He's jumped over the fence there, and while they get the ball just quickly around the grounds, Broadview 1 goal straight 6 to Golden Grove 3 goals straight 18. Sacred Heart 1 goal straight 6 to Glenunga 1 goal 3-9. St Peter's 2 goals 4-16 to Prince Alfred 0 goals 3-3, and Salisbury North 3 goals 4-22 to Ross Trevor 1 goal 2-8. So at the moment St Peter's are leading. So if there was a live ladder, that would be top at the moment, as Port District are trailing Payneham, but the games are not over across the grounds at the moment. Obviously the weather would affect all 5 games, including this one we have here across the Adelaide Footy League today. Is that pushing the back? He didn't quite get rid of the football, so umpire let it go for both sides, I reckon there.
That was interesting. Everyone just sort of stopped, didn't they? Milicato, he didn't get a handball away, and he was like, what's going on? And, I'll dive on the ball.
Lysett wins the tap, but it goes straight to his opposition ruckman in Greaves, so no one really benefited from that ruck contest. They can keep going. He's not paid the required journey for Payneham, so eventually they're forced to rush the kick. Houston gets it, but it falls over the head. In fact, it's chopping off the arms. Free kick going the way of, I think that is skipper Tommy Wagner again. So Wagner's pumped it inside 50 quite a bit for the Falcons. He's kicked a goal of his own. He goes just over the top. He thought about playing on there, Morris, but he said, I'm going to have the shot. So if he misses, they've got to have a tall in the square here, Payneham, but he's going for goal here, Samuel Morris.
Paddy Sanzo just warming up down below here. He come off hobbling before, so that's promising signs for Payneham.
So he's going for goal now. Samuel Morris for his first. It's not really gone for goal. Could be a big fly there from Pippett, but got no elevation whatsoever, and it's a free kick to Port District. I missed that one. Did you see that one, Jack?
Gaffney just nearly ran under the footy, but just held on for a great mark.
Oh, okay. Good spot there, Jack. Sorry, I thought there was a free kick paid, but the mark has been taken.
McKay wins the ball to ground. Sam Gray hacks it forward. Boundary line's going to beat all customers. So we can see how Port District are trying to play. Payneham are trying to bring the ball through the corridor at all costs, just about. They're going to execute a switch again, and it's in the hands of a great user. We've seen it on a couple of occasions today. Hewson. Morris, who just kicked it inside 50 moments ago. Couple of options on the wing. It goes to one of them. Over Nye's head. Wagner working hard. Haynes corralled him. Wanted the last touch free, but Wagner did get a hand on it. And yeah, Port District just trying to hack it forward, play a bit of territory. But this wind is causing a bit of havoc for that sort of play. Some of their footies have drifted and spun out of bounds and given the ball straight back to Payneham. So they'll need to just execute a bit better in the remaining time left in this game. Greaves, good follow-up work from the big ruckman. Tackled Lysette, holding the ball. And comes inside, the big ruckman. Great skills. Rahui, handball receive. Haynes intercepts. Does he play on? No. Slows it down momentarily. Kicked in front of Tom Gray. Max Wagner, really good work. Just handballed it, slapped it away from Matty Nye there. If it was just a bit cleaner, they were away.
Yeah, got him over the shoulder there.
He did, yeah. Mitch Gaffney, handball received now. Sam Gray, time to steady, all class. Evades all comers. Cooper Gaffney sizes it up on the left. The wind did nothing for him. Catalano deep in the back pocket now. Matty Rose under this one. Does he get crunched? No. Bauer, good spoil. Plenty of numbers here for Payneham. They just need to be clean. Morris, Wagner, and they're not.
Yeah, just there with Cooper Gaffney. I think he didn't need to go the stat there. Could have gone the drop punt, just rushed it a little bit. And on the other end there, on that play, it looked like a throw, and I think they were calling it there, Port District, but didn't get called. So it'd be a boundary throw-in. On the other side now, let's see if the wind will pick this one up in the air. So Greaves and Lysette, looks okay. Lysette got the tap backwards to a teammate, and they can keep trying to go forward here, Port District. Now a high footy in the air from Max Wagner. Who's going to fall onto this? It's Matthew Rose. Rose just on the line, I reckon. He says he's going to pump it in long. So Matthew Rose, a high football. Here's the high flyers. Lysette couldn't quite get a mark. It spills out of his hands. Little handball along the ground. Works out for Port District. In the end, though, Payneham can clear through Matt Nye, and it's going back to where it came from, and it's just come out of the tree and bounced back into play. So Port District with a repeat inside 50 from exactly where for a repeat entry exactly where it was before. This time they go backwards for Joseph Haynes. Haynes now. They'll be looking for Scotty Lysette in the pack. Lysette couldn't quite get it. Looked like he got his own teammate high there, and Carter didn't mean to. Scotty Lysette then lays a tackle on Matt Nye, and it'll be a ball up.
Love the way Scott Lysette tackles. He big bear hug, and he gets the leg around too. He really wraps him up, doesn't let him go anywhere. Taps it down, Sam Gray. That's the combo that we know and love. Little torp kick forward, Mackay. Just at his ankles, Durack, Rahui. I've liked his game so far. Gaffney, great tackle. Got a handball away. Ball not travelling too far. Gray, snap kick. Just to the near side. Gee, I thought they went through, to be honest, but not to be.
Yes, that's their third behind of the quarter. They haven't got a goal yet, but to Payneham's credit, they have been playing really well defensively.
They have. Mackenzie clears now for Payneham over everyone's head. And I don't think Modistach knew much about that one. It fell in his lap. Pumps it high and long. Pitching wedge to Scooter Lysette. Good body work there, Wagner. And he's a recipient of that handball. And he says, get it away from me, lads. Wagner and Modistach. That's intercept mark number 4, Liam Modistach. So he's been excellent for Port District. Plays on. Another pitching wedge. Carter will fly over his head. Off hands, Tom Gray. Mitch Gaffney. Ball in dispute. Sock it away. Rose. He'll kick it long. It's going to go over Lysette's head. 1 on 4 for Payneham. and it's going to trickle out of bounds. Houston is going to bring the ball back in for PNU.
Yeah, the problem with the Port District at the moment, they can't seem to get a mark inside 50. It's flying over their heads, and obviously the wind doesn't help with that. But every time they get it forward, Payneham are well set defensively, especially in the goal square. They've got 1 or 2 numbers there, and that's why they keep rushing it through, and it keeps going from behind. The pressure is just really good from the Falcons at the moment. It keeps coming to this spot, and Payneham can't seem to get past it over the last 4 times. This time it'll be touched over the boundary line. I think it'll be a ball in. But let's see if Port District can this time get a mark inside 50, or the Falcons will clear it. So it'll be a ball in now. Lysett not in the ruck. It'll be Samuel Mackay, the vice captain. I did ask Port District before in the interchange who's going to be second ruck if Lysett's not in there. And Sam Gray elected his name up. He said, "Oh, it's going to be me." And I said, I'm not quite sure about that one because he's a small midfielder. Played forward in the AFL for Port Adelaide and the Sydney Swans. But now Lysett, not sure if he's having a rest, if he's still on the ground or not, as they clear the foot.
He's in the goal square.
In the goal square, okay. So Port District need that mark. They must have heard me inside the 50 there. So clearing kick coming from Matthew Rose. And there's a whistle been paid. It's a mark going the way of Port District. Okay, so Port District now trying to get it inside 50 again. This is the target they put up the full forward. It's Scotty Lysett, but eventually he was the shepherder, and the mark's been taken by Thomas Carter. Maybe he was a decoy, Jack.
Yeah, I think so. He protected the drop zone for Tommy Carter, and he loves to fly at the footy. Took a really nice hanger a couple of weeks ago, and he actually flew for one in the first quarter, got his hands on it, but didn't hold on. So expect him to keep flying for those high ones as the day goes on.
Carter for his first goal, and the first goal of the quarter. Desperately needed one for Port District, and they miss again. That's 4 behinds in this quarter. At quarter time, the scores are 2-1-13 Port District to 4 goals, 5-29 to Payneham. It's been 4 behinds in this quarter for Port District. They can't seem to get the goal, and they definitely need one fast. Goes towards that puddle, just over it. Now the players run for the football. That's come off the foot. Is that going to be last touch? It's going to be throw-in. It was accidental in the end.
Yeah, they try and claim it, but if you're making an attempt, a genuine play on the ball to pick the ball up, unless it goes out on the full, of course, they don't really. They're not too harsh on paying those ones. Looks like Cooper Gaffney's moved up the ground, playing on ball now. Need his class forward of centre. Hacked forward Dwyer. Hewson playing spare off the back of the contest. Good handball. Sparkle moves it through the centre of the ground. Does this favour Payneham? It does. Pippett kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. Handball, Wagner, does he handball it off? He doesn't. Snapping ball, Tommy Wagner, great finish! That's his second of the day, Tommy Wagner. And 1 against the flow for the Falcons. That's what they needed.
Well, if one end to the other, Port District, like I said before, 4 behinds. Paynham's first shot on goal, and they've kicked the goal straight away, so that's the difference at the moment. You said we said at quarter time, is that the scoring side? In a way, yes, Port District have had 4 behinds there, but unfortunately at the moment, it's for them it's been all Payneham. So Payneham just looking to get out of that relegation zone. As we said, they are in 9th, Prince Alfred are in 8th. So big game for both the clubs, because if Port District lose, St Peter's, who are playing Prince Alfred will go top, and if Payneham win Prince Alfred, if they lose to St Peter's, Payneham will jump out of the relegation zone. So big game for both sides at the moment. Now in the ruck, Samuel Mackay, whatever you want to call him, kicks it inside 50 to Oliver Siney. He's going to look to pop this one to the top of the goal square, or will he go for home? Is the ball going to go over everyone's head? Lysett claims he was taken out the contest. Another behind for Port District, however, he's still having to go with the umpire, and the umpire's going to have none of it. And unfortunately for Port District, it's 5 behinds in the quarter, so nearly equaling a goal if they kick 1 more. But Payneham Norwood Union at the moment leading the quarter by a point in this second term. It was bumped off the football there, Nicholas Kelly, so couldn't be incorrect disposal as he wasn't tackled. Now kick inside 50, and Matthew Rose, is he going to stand up to try and kick their first goal of the quarter? He's got players leading at him. I'm not sure. Do you think he's got the distance here, Jack?
No, he definitely doesn't have the distance, no.
Well, we'll see how he goes, if the wind will play a part, if there'll be finally a mark. Lysett with a short lead doesn't want to go to him. So, Matthew Rose. Can Port District kick their first goal finally? He plays on around the mound of the mark. It's close. It's missed. And I tell you what, Jack, they've kicked the goal out of points.
They have in this quarter, 6 behinds. So they're peppering. They're playing the game on their terms, how they love to play it. Forward half footy. They set up well behind the footy. And they get repeat entries. They're not making it count on the scoreboard, though. Let's see what Payneham can do against the flow. Not much at this stage. Houston turns it over from the kick-in. Rose, inboard. Miller Carter. He's got an open forward line on this side, but he goes to where all the congestion is. Lysette, it's going to beat him. And another out of bounds, last touch, free for PNU.
What keeps happening is it keeps going towards that outer side there near the Old Port roofing sign, and it never comes back. So this time Payneham are going to try to go the other side. I think this is how they got their first goal of this quarter anyway, so let's see how they go here.
Yeah, definitely. It's how they've been trying to play for the last couple of weeks. Open the game up a little bit more. Mackenzie, he's normally a great user. Haynes on the third attempt. Got a nice little sit off the side of Tom Lurs. Took a good mark. Is he going to lower the eyes? He sees one up the ground. Broden Hawkins over his head. Gaffney. Great wrap on Rahui.
Should be holding the ball. Oh, that should be holding the ball there. Port District fans definitely letting the umpire know about it. He's spun him 720 there. What do you reckon, Jack?
He had no prior, but I don't know what the rules are in holding the ball these days, so play on in my book. Ball in dispute now. Plenty of players around it. Theo Durakopoulos. Good handball. Dwyer. He could create something out of nothing for Port. He's going to need to. We saw Pippett's magic goal in the first quarter. Dwyer can do something similar, so watch for him as the game unfolds and opens up a bit more. Chain of handballs. Houston gets it out of there. Giannini took it when he knew he was going to get smashed. Ball in dispute now, bobbling around. Gaffney went to sock it, stuck his head over it. Jack Gaffney. Kelly. Chain of hands. Now it falls to Cristanzi. He couldn't take it. He takes it on the second attempt. Pumps it long now. Plenty of players around it. Rose is going to be first on the scene. Harassed by Sparkle. Modestach, he's there for support. Left foot dribbler forward. Haynes, great collect. Chisels one on the left. Hawkins. 4 players around it now. Even numbers for both teams, and it's going to be a ball up.
Yeah, I think Archie Charles, with that big hit on Giannini there, he copped the start, I reckon. He's in a bit of pain, so eventually he's come off the ground, so I just saw him limping there, as Port District will get it over the boundary line again for another boundary throw. And so coming on for him is Jack Ferns. So he looks to be okay. I think he just copped this, like I said, like a stud there, so that does hurt a bit.
Yep.
But hopefully that's all it is. I didn't see much of any illegal play there. So ball in now, tapped by Mackay, now playing in the ruck for Port District. That's touched over the boundary line for another boundary throw. And so the ball's been trapped in that area, hasn't it, Jack? Around that wing in the half-forward flank there for Port District's attacking side.
It definitely has. I reckon if you had a heat map and put it on the ground in this second quarter, all of the players would be around that Port roofing sign, and especially the footy.
Now back underway, and good tap one there by Greaves, and now the Falcons can go. Can they kick their second goal? Giannini pops it inside 50. Is there a mark to be taken? Spills off a few hands. Now picked up by Pippett. Couldn't quite get a clean possession of the football. Now there's 3 tacklers, in fact, on the Payneham Norwood Union attacker. It'll be a ball up just on the paint of that 50. Now playing in ruck was Matt Di Virgilio. They said that he would be playing a little bit of backup ruck there today for the Falcons. It spills over everyone's head. There's a push in the back free kick going the way of the Falcons, and this would really hurt Port District if they can get the goal here.
Definitely, it's with Nick Kelly. He's a good kicker goal. And he was also in the best players versus Port Districts in round 5, so favourable matchup maybe for him. And straight in front, just need to pop it to the left side of the goal. Target that left-hand goalpost, should drift through.
He's ticked 7 goals this season, 5 best player appearances. He missed one. He missed the first shot of the game on the other side when the weather was a bit more crazier than what it is now. However, this is an opportunity to really hurt Port District. Nicholas Kelly for the Falcons, lines up, kicks it straight over the goal umpire's hat. 6 points to Payneham, and Payne for Port District. And it just grows the margin They've kicked 6 behinds in this quarter, Port District, with Paynham's 2 goals. And at the moment, it's looking like the Falcons, but we can't write them off at the moment yet, Jack, because it's still still the second quarter, so early in the game. But who's been some of your best players so far, Jack?
I've loved the game of Tommy Wagner up forward, and Pippett, he's got a couple of goals, obviously, so does Tommy Wagner. Rahui off the half-back line, he's providing plenty of run and spark, and for the home side, Cooper Gaffney's been a bit of a Mr. Fix-It at the moment. He's sort of been thrown around everywhere. Lysette in the ruck and Mitch Gaffney have been really good players across the board for both teams. Ball doesn't go too far in the centre of the ground. Giannini tried to clear but couldn't. Flying kick in that sequence was Fern. Saw his body flying around everywhere, but the ball didn't travel too far. So another ball up. So 2 goals versus 6 behinds in this second quarter. A couple of counter-punch goals for Payneham. They hold a 22-point advantage. Giannini to Hewson on the left. Kicks it forward. Off hands here. Pippett's going to be first on the scene. Punches it forward to the recent goal kicker in Kelly. Gets a favourable bounce. Kristanzig, he can make something happen. Big tackle, Joey Kristanzig. What does the umpire say? I'll have it. Top of the goal square. I know you asked me at the start of the quarter, and I was very reluctant to make a judgment, but something could be brewing here at Country Living Homes Reserve. The U word, upset. Plenty of players around it. Morris couldn't quite take it. Gaffney snaps it clear. Max Wagner sits underneath it and takes a nice chest mark. He's going to pump it long inside 50.
He does just that. Is there a mark to be taken? It spills off a few hands, of a few Port District defenders actually. Now it'll be a ball up. I mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, Port District haven't lost at home this season.
They have
at
not.
Country Living Homes
6-0.
Reserves. Payneham have had 1 win out of 5 games away from home, and they've a 20% away win rate here. Port District have kicked 6 behinds in this quarter. Payneham have kicked 2 goals. It's in Paynham's forward 50. They're looking for a third now. Port District haven't necessarily been playing bad, but they haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard, and Payneham have just matched them, especially their defenders playing really well. And there's the halftime siren. A goalless quarter for Port District. If you want to count 6 points, 6 points is what was kicked for 6 behinds. At quarter time it was 2-1-13 to 4-5-29. At half time it's 2 goals 7 to 6 goals 5. So 6 points to 2 goals in that quarter. Jack, how did you see it?
It was all Port Districts, but no scoreboard reward, and Payneham got a couple of counter punches of their own, and that's something they haven't been able to do in recent weeks. It's been that's been a similar story for them in recent weeks. They've had all of the play, but haven't been able to get that scoreboard pressure on the board. So that's what they're doing today. So as we come into half time, the away side 22 points to the good. They are full of momentum, and it looks like they'll be kicking with some sort of breeze in the third quarter. So as we spoke about, we weren't sure what the breeze is actually doing. It's definitely playing to that far side of the ground, but Payneham are making it count at the moment. Just touching on that score again, 2-7-19, plays 6-5-41. The away side, Payneham Norwood Union. Their fans are full of voice as they're jogging into the change rooms for half time. They hold a 22-point advantage here at Country Living Homes Reserve. Welcome back to Country Living Homes Reserve. Half time just wrapping up here as Port District make their way back out to the field, and Payneham are down in the goal square as we speak, going through their warm-ups, and they need to get warm because it's cold, it's wet, it's windy here in the west of Adelaide. Make sure those bodies don't seize up. Touching on that score, it's the away side who have played really, really well. They counter-attacked a couple of times and got a couple of goals in that second quarter, whereas Port District's only managed the 6 behind. So it's Payneham Norwood Union leading by 22 points if you've just joined us. Jack Banwell here on the commentary. We've got Barnaby on the camera. He's having a nice hot coffee or a hot chocolate. And Peter Georgianus joins me. Peter, how did you see that first half? And you've got some around the ground scores as well, I believe, mate.
Yeah, in that first half, it was a bit even, I've got to say, between the two sides. Port District 6 behinds, which really would have cost them on the scoreboard. Payneham with 2 straight goals there. In blustery conditions like this, you've got to make the most of your opportunities. I understand that it could be rushed a bit down there, but there was a few set shots and
there was a couple gettable ones, wasn't there?
Missed on the runs as well. So Port District really need to step up in this second half, especially this third quarter. I assume they would have got a massive rocket at half time from their coach. Payneham, however, Payneham, however, would have been very thrilled with that first half performance. They were sitting 9th on the ladder coming into this one to Port District top, one of the premiership favourites, Port District. And was it Payneham? I think they're out behind us here underneath the veranda, so they would be a bit cold at half time. I'm not sure if they've got a little tent there. So. Yeah,
unfortunately for Payneham, while Port District's clubs are getting renovated, there's a little shipping container just down behind the tree beyond us there, and that's where they're camped, all the away sides that come here this season. So a little bit of a stitch up for all the away sides, but you get that at local footy. Around the grounds, please, mate.
So Broadview at the moment, 1 goal straight 6 to Golden Grove, 6 goals to 38. At Broadview Oval, so Golden Grove looking like to be the winners there against the winless Broadview at the moment. Sacred Heart, 3 goals, 2-20 to Glenunga, 1 goal, 3-9. Port District, we're in this game, sorry. St. Peter's, 2 goals, 5-17. And Prince Alfred, 0 goals, 4-4. 17-4 in that game at half time. So
interesting.
A low scorer, and Salisbury North, 3 goals, 9-27. To 1 goal 4-10 over Ross Trevor or Collisions at the moment. So there's been a bit of inaccuracy around the league at the moment. We know what's at stake for Payneham. They're trying to jump out of the relegation zone, with Prince Alfred kicking 4 points at half time so far, and Payneham up by 22 points. They're looking like it at the moment, jumping out for this round, but anything can happen.
Yep.
Port District at the top of the ladder. They lost last week to Golden Grove, who are striving to push for the top 5. They've got St. Peter's leading at the moment over Prince Alfred. So like we mentioned before, the other game, St. Peter's and Prince Alfred, really affects this game, especially now that Payneham is winning as well. Definitely,
mate. We love this time of year. As we're approaching finals time, you throw that live ladder, that little buzzword, live ladder, out there, and there's plenty of movement happening all around the Adelaide Footy League. There's plenty of close contests happening, and there's plenty of ladder movement. There's plenty of things to play for every team across the league. We'll just touch on the goal kickers before we kick off this incredible second half coming your way on Filming Footy for Port District. Dynoff and Dwyer, they've kicked their only goals for Port in the first quarter. For PNU, Pippett 2, Wagner 2, Hockley with 1, and Nick Kelly with 1. So, as we've touched on, there's plenty to play for both of these sides. Port District's fighting to stay top. Payneham Norwood Union trying to climb out of the relegation zone. Third quarter action coming your way on Filming Footy. It's Payneham by 22 points.
Lysek gets the first tap out of the middle. Ferns is going to jump straight onto the football. They need a fast start out of the blocks here, Port District. They're kicking towards the left-hand side of screen. Wind's picking up here, so see how this plays a part in today's game. Check the wind conditions at half-time, Jack, and it was favouring the right-hand side a little bit, but however, it's just a swirl, so it doesn't really affect either team. It will just go across the ground at the moment. So at that half-time report done. But yeah, the game's been played across that side most of the afternoon as well. We saw in that second quarter, it was where the ball is right now a lot of the time. Port District Payneham couldn't get past this point. But now they're going the other way, so let's see what Port District can do. Snap around the body from Sam Gray. Couldn't quite hit his teammate on the chest, came with the legs. Falls to Archie Charles, who's back onto the ground. Hits it deep into the pocket. Can they keep it alive and play? I'm not sure if he did there, Samuel Mackay. So it'd be a last touch position free kick on the way of the Falcons.
All 5 live streams of Division 1 across your streams today, proudly brought to you by our major sponsors, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resort, Ferns. Great intercept mark. We'll get back to those sponsors momentarily. Ferns is going to pump this one inside 50. Haynes looks to have moved up the ground a little bit. Ferns to the teeth of goal. Who could fly? Durack standing tall. Great mark. He knew pressure was coming from Mitch Gaffney and he stood tall. Sam Morris spreading well for him. He's been one of the better players. He'll be in contention for some Archies and a best on ground voucher. You would think Sam Morris back into the side today. Missing Matt Nunn, of course. He's hopefully coming back next week, if you're a Payneham Norwood Union fan out there. Ferns, another great mark. So that's a couple in a minute for Ferns. And he goes along, straight down the ground. Soccer back inboard. Kelly, Greaves I think it is actually, picks up cleanly. Modistat should mop this up, or Gaffney, take your pick. They'll have a raffle, and Gaffney wins it this time. Miller Carter, normally very clean. Over Rose's head. Pippett now, time to steady. Over Di Virgilio's head, inside 50 for the Falcons, deep inside 50, and Hockley corrals Modistach over the line.
I tell you what, if Payneham get the first goal, it'll be a big boost for the start of the second half, because they've had all the momentum in that second quarter, and a break sometimes can interrupt momentum in teams. But if Payneham can get a goal here, it's going to make it very difficult for Port District. I know we've said that quite a bit, but given the conditions today, I think it plays a big part. Lysette picks it up off the ground with his long arms trying to get down there. Now Gaffney has the football. Jack Gaffney, that is. He kicks it to a teammate in the middle of the ground. That's Joseph Haynes. Haynes wants to go out wide a little bit to a teammate. The ball's going to bounce into his hands. Wonderful turnaround by Archie Charles. The kick wasn't so great, though, as it dribbles towards that pocket. And this time it'll be a boundary throw. And like you mentioned before, a bit of a rectangle or square pocket on that side. So we see if they can benefit this. You called it a really good moment there where they got the first goal of the game, Port District, right where we had it here. So
yeah, I was actually on Port District socials today, and they had a couple of aerial footages the other week. They must have had a drone or something filming some of the game, and yeah, that's where I noticed that it was very square. It does literally like go straight as you sort of hit that light tower on the left there, and a straight line back in. So yeah, very deep pockets and gettable shots.
A lot of stoppages in this first quarter. I know that's what Port District want with their gun midfielders. That's the way they play. But Payneham have also utilised that as well. Given the conditions, Do you think that's why? Yeah,
definitely, mate. Yeah, the conditions would bring lots of stoppages today. Big bump late on Houston as he tried to clear. Sparkle now. Excellent smother. That'll lift the home side. Looks like Deinhoff. It is the Hoff. So he kicked the miracle goal in the first quarter from that exact spot just about. And he's doing the defensive things for his team. That should lift them. 22 points, still the margin. 4-goal margin. Feels like about 6 or 7 in these conditions today. Ball doesn't travel too far. Sanzo sits on top of Charles. Last set, big fist. Charles.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of stoppages, especially in this part of the ground. So Port District really, Lysette needs to really find a man here.
He does. He finds Dwyer. He gets a handball away. Jack Gaffney, Ferns. He's got a journey if he can get a clean kick, but he can't. Sam Gray, wheels onto the left. Top of the square, McKay. Good spoil. Sanzo. Charles, can he create something?
Oh, he's got it.
He can. Archie Charles, great snag on the left boot. I thought that was drifting through for a point. They celebrated early, but it was through. The umpire signalled all clear, and that takes the margin back just a bit to 16 points. So that's the start that Port Districts would have needed.
Yeah, they're getting the dunk ready for three-quarter time. I think you said three-quarter time?
End of the game.
End of the game, sorry.
They're dunking a few of the club faithful in fundraising effort for Beyond Blue. Of course, Port District are wearing the blue armband for their mental health round this weekend.
Yeah, a great initiative by the club.
Yeah, very much so.
And we're back underway here. So Port District with their first goal since the first quarter. They were at the goalless second turn. They kicked 6 behind to Paynham's 2 goals. Can this give Port District a little bit of life? At the moment, they're still down by 16 points, and this time at the middle will be Payneham, Norwood Union. They go just inside 50. Good pressure coming. Nick Organ with the spoil, but then Fern's handball was cut off. Little handball goes to Tommy Wagner, the skipper. Is it going to go all the way through? Is it going to fall short? It's going to go all the way through, but it goes to the left. So a behind, and now the wind's picking up again, Jack.
Yeah, I tell you what, just as he kicked it, the wind picked up. It looked like it was sailing through, and then it was just held up and pushed across the face. So unlucky there for Tommy Wagner, and Gaffney's going to repel now for Port. Goes to Ferns. Gray, clean hands. Ferns, a bullet hand pass out. And Pippett dumped Ferns as he got rid of it. Play on advantage for Port. Port kind of stopped, actually, and Mackenzie read the ball beautifully. Spears it to Di Virgilio. Tommy Javor's man. He's watching on at home. The great Tommy Javor. Cleaned up there was Tom Lurs. Matt Rose. Strong attempt at a tackle. The breeze is well and truly picked up here at Country Living Homes Reserve. It's now inside to Catalano. He chips one up to the forward leading in Kelly, but it was ill-directed, and Gaffney says, I'll take that.
Cooper Gaffney. That is now, we've got 3 Gaffneys playing for Port District. Cooper Gaffney, Mitchell Gaffney and Jack Gaffney.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they're all brothers.
They are, mate,
They're all brothers. So
I believe they're all premiership players too last year. They all played in the great win against Glenunga in the grand final.
Well, that one was Cooper, but his kick was out of bounds, or out in the fall, I should say. So Payneham will retain possession of the football. Grant Catalano now.
Is this your first time seeing Cooper Gaffney in the flesh?
Oh, I think I've commentated Port District before, so
okay.
I've seen him, but I've noticed there's a few Gaffneys here. Lysett tries to fly for the football. However, he didn't get a fist onto it. Snap around the body for Payneham. There's Crummers in the goal square. There's a goal in the goal square. Tom Wagner, the skipper. I think that's his 3rd now.
It is.
It is. And Port District kicked the first goal of this quarter. And Wagner and the Falcons strike right back.
They certainly do strike right back. It's been the story of the day for Payneham. Port District kicked the first couple, I think, from memory, or at least the first. Yeah.
First 2. So Payneham missed the behind, then Port District got 2 goals, and then Payneham was struggling at this end to score. And then in the second quarter, Port District were the ones struggling to score. But yeah, we see it was a lot of behinds. Most of them have been kicked at that end. So
it's been excellent to see from Payneham. Whenever Port District have looked like coming back or setting the tone and the momentum, they've hit back with scoreboard pressure of their own. And as we touched on earlier in the day, it's been something they've struggled with the last couple of weeks and all season just about. It's been part of their downfall. So it looks today like it's promising signs. It's in the middle of the ground, Giannini. He's lifted in the last quarter and a half. Left foot ball inside 50, coming across Tom Carter, one-hander. Sensational grab.
100th game, if you didn't hear us before at the start of the quarter, for Tom Carter.
Yeah, Tommy Carter, 100th game. Not his best effort there, and that's with Hewson, I think. So he's had a great game. Wagner from the back. It's going to fall in his lap. Just not quite for Tommy Wagner. He's kicked 3 of his own. Gaffney over it. Doesn't want to take possession. Doesn't want to get caught holding the ball. Rose. Ball shoveled out like a scrum. Jack Gaffney over the line by Matty Knight. Boundary throw in.
We call this quarter the premiership quarter. At the moment, it's been pretty even between the 2 sides. Port District really struggling to get it out of this back 50 at the moment. After that Payneham goal, they've had a bit of momentum. Now Lysett just clears it, but it goes straight back, so didn't get good purchase on the kick. It's just a rushed kick there. Unlike him, usually he's spotting up a target further down the field. He is a big target of his own. Ferns comes with the spoil over everyone's head. Big pack crashed down. Kick was touched, so it's play on. Not rewarded to Di Virgilio. Di Virgilio now gets the ball away. Is that pushing the back?
Yeah, holding on there, Dwyer. Just held him a little bit too long, Matty Knight.
So Port District will get the free kick through Dwyer. Goes to Lysett. He's got a big kick on him. He'd want to use it here against the wind. A little bit favouring that side. That's for the west side. They've used it all day. Kept in play by Brad McKenzie. McKenzie kicks it back to the Lysett direction. He's going to take a mark and play on quickly. The ruckman sends it inside 50 with a big kick. No mark taken. Spills off hands of Greaves. Inside 50, go Port District. Handball on the way to Joseph Haynes. Haynes kicks the goal and they get that goal back they needed. So now Haynes gets that goal. Port District need to get it straight out of the middle, Jack, because this is the quarter they need to get back into the game.
Yeah, really good work there from Port District. They just switched and went down the line, went to the open side of play. All of the players were sort of around that middle part of the ground. They took it around the outer side. How was the athleticism on Scott Lysett? He took the intercept mark and he played on straight away. That's something we're not accustomed to seeing from Scotty Lysett the last couple of years. Obviously, he's been battling a bit with his body as he's hobbling to the centre of the ground at the moment. But he's been pretty good today, hasn't he, Lysett? He's won a fair share of his hit-outs.
Despite the soreness, he will battle hard. He's not going to give up. He's not a quitter, Scotty
100%.
Lysett. So.
Middle of the ground here. 17 points the margin. Port District trying to rally. They did this last week at Golden Grove. Had a strong third quarter when they were well and truly beaten in the first half.
Whistle here.
There is. It's the umpire scene. Looks like a free kick to Payneham and Hewson.
So this will give time for Payneham to get back now to get more numbers further down the field.
He had Bauer on short. Didn't go there. Nye through the middle of the ground. Doesn't want to go there. He's going to go to Tommy Wagner, it looks like. In a one-on-one with Tom Carter. Front position, off hands, Morris. Great spot. Good tackle. Carter held up.
Yeah, right in the mud now.
They are. So what can either team conjure here? Lysett's just going to punch it out of the area. Slapped on again by Charles. There's a bit of volleyball happening in the middle of the ground. Gray and a soccer. We're playing all different sports except AFL at the moment. Mackenzie, Chisler to the outer side. It's over Bauer's head. Gaffney read it well and should mop it up. Bauer just sat up for him. Geez, we saw that in the AFL on the weekend. Francis Evans and Stephen May. Inside 50 for Payneham. And that's not a great kick. Should bounce out of bounds. It stayed in, has it? Those deep pockets here at Country Living Homes Reserve. Fooling everyone. Great pick up, Christanzig. Modistach tackles him over the line. Yeah, throw in.
You can never trust the footy. Whatever it should do, it probably won't. So
100%.
Now we're inside the 50 for the Falcons. Lysett and Kelly now in the ruck. Lysett is behind him but takes the mark. He's done that, so takes the grab out of the ruck. He's done that a lot today and he's cleared the ball. Can it work this time for Port District? Siney with the football, handballs over his head to a teammate in Tom Gray. Now they can keep going. Picked up by Haynes, got a handball away. High footy. This could be a big fly for any team. No one can quite get the ball. And eventually Payneham has been driven into the turf, and I think the umpire's holding the ball. He has, so...
Massive tackle there, Joey Haynes.
It was, and he's taken a while to get the ball back to him. Eventually they do, so Haynes will get the ball. Kicks it inside 50 now. Is there a mark for Port District? Yes, there is. He's taken it cleanly. I think it's Mackay.
It is Sammy Mackay, yep.
The vice-captain. Like I said before, my binoculars are full of water, so I'll try and see it. I think it is Mackay. Yes, it is. Okay, so he'll have a shot on goal to bring it back to 11 points. Port District, a much-needed goal, and they get it. Sam Mackay with the goal for Port District, and they're back in this, Jack.
It's 2 in a row for Port. They haven't been able to do that for a while. Does that kill any sort of momentum that Payneham might have had? They still hold an 11-point advantage. But as we've touched on, Port are trying to rally. Their big guns are getting involved. Haynes has swung forward. Could that be a master stroke from Josh Ramsey? The big guns are in the middle. Ferns, Gray, Lysett, Mitch Gaffney, Christanzig, Morris, Bauer and Greaves for Payneham. 11 points, 5-7, plays 7-6. Lysett to Gray, holding, no. Christanzig falls in his lap and he's away. 70 out from home, pumps it to the goal square, holding, no. Hockley, good spoil, falls in his lap, handball, lures, goal! Tom Lurs, that's his first of the day. And we asked the question, do Payneham have a response? There's your answer.
Yeah, Port District kicked that goal there at the first start of this third quarter. Payneham straight away with the response, and again now. So I think Port might have kicked one to get in front of this quarter, one more goal than Payneham, but Paynham's response has been really emphatic, especially at the middle, and they've got to try something different here, Port District. I've noticed Lycett's been catching it out of the ruck and bombing it out of there, but every time he bombs it, it goes straight back to the opposition. There's a 2v1 set up in that back line, and they pump it in straight away back out there, and then it's an even tussle for a little bit, and eventually Payneham gets to score. See, they do it again, but this time it could work. Lycett just caught the ball at the ruck, and from Ferns to Gray, now on to Matty Rose. Rose gets it over everyone's head. Not sure if the win would have taken that one on the sail. Handball goes to Tom Gray. Snap around the body. Tom Gray, has he got it? Is it bounced through? I think it has. It has. So they haven't touched on the line, and Tom Gray gets a goal for Port District. So Port District now with 6 goals on the board. That's his first, Tom Gray.
You see all the Port District players getting to Tom Gray. He's a heart and soul sort of player here at Port District, Tom Gray. He missed all of 2024 with an ACL he was recovering from. It's his first appearance since 2023 in the A grade. And I tell you what, much needed goal for him, for his confidence, and for Port District. Payneham kept hitting back, and that's a great response, and I'm sure he'll be absolutely ecstatic, Tom Gray.
Now, what Port District can't let Payneham do is clear the ball. They have to get in front at all occasions to have numbers around the contest here.
They do. Let's see what they can do. Ferns holding his position as the sweeper, gets on the end of it, kicks it forward. Doesn't fall to Haynes. It falls to Charles, though. Little chiseler. And I think that's Tom Gray again. So it could be 2 in a minute here for Tom Gray. You can hear the fans under the balcony. They're going crazy whenever he gets around the ball. Tom Gray.
Wonderful usage out the middle there.
It was really good. The structures have been good the last couple of clearances. Now, Tom Gray kicked one moments ago. Target the left-hand goalpost, and you should have no problem. He knows where they are, and he makes no mistake, Tom Gray. 5 goals to 2 in this quarter. Great quarter for Port District. And the margin now, only 5 points.
Yeah, wonderful work from Port District at the middle. And I've got to give credit to Archie Charles there with that wonderful kick inside 50. But we also got to give credit to Jack Ferns. He's really popped up, especially in that second and third quarter now. Payneham didn't touch the ball in that sequence of play at the middle.
They did not.
So that's what Port District need to keep on doing. It's 5 points. But Payneham now, they can't drop their heads. Port District do have a lot of momentum, but Paynham's still in the contest. So it was looking like a Payneham upset, but like you said before, never call it too early. And now it's back to 5 points. Remember, Port District, they haven't lost at home at Country Living Homes Reserve this season. Payneham have only 1 win away. Is that high contact? They want to hold the ball. It is. Free kickers, about 6 of them appealing for holding the ball. Going to Alex Danoff now with a tackler, and Port District are now coming hard. They're 5 points down, and they're looking to hit the lead for the first time since the first quarter. I think their highest lead was 11 points in this game. Back inside 50 now. Is there a mark to be taken for Port District? There is! There definitely is!
I think you'll find that Sammy McKay once again.
Oh boy, this an opportunity to hit the front. I think at one point they were about 25 points down, Port District. I'm not sure if you made a note of what the highest lead was in the game, Jack, but...
I did not, unfortunately. It was around about the 2-goal mark.
I think at one point they were 4 goals.
Oh, sorry, Payneham?
Yeah, Payneham were up by 4 goals at one stage. And now Port District have hit the front. Mackay with his second. Port District lead by a point. And now Payneham have got a problem or two.
They certainly do have a problem. Really, it's been 3 goals in a flash for Port. It was 3 goals the margin only, or 4 goals the margin only, sort of 6 or 7 minutes ago, and Port have gone bang, 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 and it's been from their centre stoppage work, hasn't it? Ferns getting involved, and then a little bit of fortuitous luck coming their way there with that holding the ball. That's certainly what the Payneham fans think below us anyway. We're copying a bit of advice down below us. Port District 1 point in front, 6 goals to 2 in this third quarter, and they're looking to go again. Lysette from the clearance. Bouncing ball inside 50, this could go anywhere. Haynes clears for Payneham. Wagner, sorry. And Lysette. Gaffney running for support. He'll find a target, or try to at least. Not with a kick like that, that's a pie. McKay, off hands, Giannini. Little chiseler out of defence. Got to be clean out of defence, and they're not. To put his teammate under pressure, but...
I think got him in the back there.
Yeah, a little bit of luck perhaps. Chris Stanzik down the line. In position A is Organ, but the wind beats all comers. Carter, Denton, goes to handball, and does eventually. Gaffney, Giannini, Ferns, off hands. Gray, another handball. Mitch Gaffney, back to Sam Gray. To the top of the square. McKay's kicked 2 in this quarter. Where are the Crummers? There's Harry Dwyer. He can make something out of nothing. Oh, just to the near side.
Yeah, you can hear the Port District crowd starting to get up and about now. Before we couldn't hear them at all, and as soon as their team has been playing better now, Port District, you can definitely hear the fans. We've got a few Payneham fans here as well that have definitely been given their applaud. So great to see both teams coming together and giving their support for the Adelaide Footy League Division 1. Always a good encounter between two sides, and they're packed it like sardines down there.
They are under the balcony.
But back inside 50, Port District will go now. They missed a chance for goal there, but this time a dribbler off the floor, couldn't quite get it there.
That was Dwyer again.
Dwyer, yeah. So I think the scoreboard should say 8-8-56. Now it would be 8-9-57, but I'll trust the scoreboard operator for now, but I'm not quite sure if that score is correct at the moment. But I think they're fixing it now. So 8-9-57. So
our man Barnaby has 8-9-57, 8-6-54.
Yeah,
so
they've just fixed it now. So
beautiful. Barnaby's all over it. Gaffney really inserting himself into this third quarter now. Finds an option inside 50. Sammy McKay again. He's been an absolute handful in this third quarter. He'll line up for his third if he does choose to have a shot. As the rain's just staying away, the wind is still wreaking a bit of havoc. The ball's nice and dry, and it's favourable for big guys like Sammy McKay. He lines them up and pushes it to the near side. So 3 behinds in quick succession for Port. About 24 minutes gone on your Kieran Hayaketsu scoreboard.
Yeah, we saw at half-time here, it was 2 goals 7-19 to 6 goals 5-41 in Paynham's way. Port District have kicked 6 goals, 3 I think now in this quarter, to Paynham's 2 goals 1. So it's been all Port District this quarter, and we'll have a Paynham ball now on the side closest to us. So the ball hasn't been down this side very much in this game. This quarter has been a bit more. Soccer off the ground now as they can turn it over though. Paynham. Lysette has just been bombing it forward for Port District in this quarter. It's his best quarter he's played so far. Step around the body, misses again there from Harry Dwyer. He's had a few pings at goal, but he hasn't quite converted. I'll tell you what, Lysette and Ferns this quarter have really stepped up for Port District, Jack. Yeah, they definitely have, and that's 3 behinds in the last couple of minutes for Harry Dwyer, so he's trying to insert himself. Gaffney again. He's brought his own footy after half-time, Coop Gaffney. He lowers the eyes, goes to the pocket, just evades Hawkins. And that'll be a Payneham Norwood Union ball. Rahui. So it's been all Port District in this third quarter as we approach 3-quarter time. Rahui just says, get it out of here. Payneham have really gone into their shell in the last 10 minits, and Port have been able to play the game they want, and that's a dangerous tackle. Yep, well called. Yeah, you just grabbed them by the Guernsey there, and when you do that, you always yank him. It's a yellow card as well for that tackle, so he's been sent off. I just want to see. That's interesting, because if it is a yellow card, I think it's meant to be 25, but I can't. Yeah, I know it's 10 minutes off.
Yeah, definitely 10 minutes off.
Who was that got sent off there?
It looks like Fraser Greaves, so just was it for the dangerous tackle, or did he do something else?
No, I think sometimes if it's deemed very dangerous, they'll pay a yellow. I know they do that in the junior leagues, but sometimes. But yellow card there for that sling tackle. So 10 minutes off, and they are allowed to replace the player. I think if it's a red card, they might not be able to. So,
yes, that's right.
We've just got some clarification on that there. So Bauer coming onto the field now for Payneham Norwood Union. With the football though is Port District, and they're handballing backwards to go forwards. Here's Sammy Gray, pumps it inside 50, and just out the back there, couldn't quite hold on to it, Siney, but he gives away a free kick there. I think he is holding on. So umpire calls play on. Payneham now need a go. They need a goal to get the lead back. Spills over Ferns, goes over Fern's head there, could have been collected high, and he wasn't. Now Payneham can keep going. It's a 1v1 in the mud patch. And the one for Port District was Modi Stature did really well to get a handball to 100 gamer Thomas Carter. And now there's going to be pressure. Payneham have got the numbers. They're going to whack it back inside 15. Need to Shepherd. Couldn't quite get it on there. Dispossessed with the footy was Catalano. Wonderfully done. And now they can clear the football. And it was Carter, the 100 gamer, to Ferns. And Ferns is just going to take his time getting up.
Take a bow, Matt Rose in that 2-on-1. Won the footy. And found Jack Ferns, who's just going to slow it down. In dispute, Gaffney, good handball. 2-on-1 for Port here. Siney, good tackle. It's going to hold up. I think that's Sparkle. Looks like Sparkle. No, it's Max Wagner for PNU. Can't be too much long left here in this third quarter on filming footy at Country Living Homes Reserve. Haynes, clever tap. Falls to Mitch Gaffney. Left football. McKay. Great body work. I thought Mitch Gaffney was sizing them up, but it was a nice ball into McKay's chest, where he held front spot, protected the drop zone on Durack. And unfortunately for Charles Durack, he's been given a bit of a bath in this third quarter by Sammy McKay. That's his third of the quarter. Gets stuck into him as well. Seven goals for the quarter here for Port District, and they hold an 11-point advantage.
Well, it's looking like, I'm not sure how long is left, but it's looking like it's going to have to be a final quarter big push from Payneham at the moment. They had it at half time, but as all good teams do, especially the top of the ladder, they're not going to let this one get away from them. So Port District, like I said, they need a big third quarter. It's exactly what they delivered in the premiership quarter. The start of the quarter was fairly even. We thought Payneham would still hold on to that lead that they had at half time, but it's been all Port District after Paynham's last goal. Like you said, they've kicked 7.
It's interesting you say that as well with the quarter and how it's gone. We were actually thinking that this was the scoring end.
Yeah.
And Port District have gone and kicked 7. So it favours both teams. Doesn't really matter what way you go. Haynes. And it's that man again, Sammy McKay.
He's got 3, and I think he won the first quarter. Has he got all 3 of this quarter?
All 3 this quarter.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's the Sammy McKay show here at Country Living
Lowers the eyes. Tom Gray.
Well,
this could be his third of the quarter.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely hard for Payneham if this goes through. I know it's only 3 goals in it, but given the conditions, the way Port are playing, it's going to be very tough.
Let's see if Tommy can kick truly here for his third of the quarter, and to give Payneham, Port District, a 3-goal lead. Sneaks it in. The reigning premier flexing their muscle in this third quarter. It's been a dominant display from about the 10-minute mark. They've gone bang, 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 bang.
30 minutes gone now. Thanks to Barnaby for that clock. 30 minutes gone in this third term, so there shouldn't be too long left to go, you'd think, Jack. But it's been all Port District, and Payneham would just be wanting the siren to go at this point.
100% they would. 30 minutes gone. But unfortunately for them, Port District keep popping them through, so it's making that clock hold up even more. Take us home in this third quarter here, Peter.
So it's been all Port District. Lysette catches it out the right again in the middle. Tried to go to Gray, but then it was cut off. The handball was smothered. Payneham, is there one late? And the umpires played high contact free kick going the way of Port District, and the Payneham Norwood Union fans aren't too happy with that call. And they wouldn't be too happy with the quarter either, the way they have played at Payneham. Port District just too good at the moment. There's still another quarter to go. If Payneham can do something at three-quarter time, they've got to change something. I'm not sure what it is at the moment. Port District are everywhere. Even in the back line, they've got numbers everywhere. So it's Denton. He's got, if he wants to make a switch to Modistach, he will. And he will to Modistach. Now they've got numbers streaming forward again. They've got numbers everywhere uncontested, Port District. Take your pick, Organ or Millicata. And it's Organ. And Organ will take that mark on the final, on their three-quarter time siren. Three-quarter time here at Country Living Homes Reserve. It is Port District 10 goals, 11, 71 to Payneham, 8 goals, 6, 54 three-quarter time, and Port District have dominated the third term. We'll get...
Just throw to me down on the ground when I get there. Just keep talking.
So in that third term, Port District with 8 goals in that quarter. They kicked none in the second quarter. And in the third quarter, 8 goals to Paynham's 2 in that quarter. Very shortly, we'll go down with Jack, and he's going to be doing an interview with the Port District President, as he'll run down there now. And Jack Banwell and the Port District President with this three-quarter time interview.
Down here at ground level, it's three-quarter time. I'll tell you what, Darren, we're here with the President of Port Districts, of course, Darren Hawkins. I'll tell you what, for the day that you're providing for all of your officials and fans, the boys needed to turn it on, and they did in that third quarter. But more importantly, mate, we'll go off the ground. What's the occasion today, and what's happening at Port Districts? Talk us through your great initiatives that's happening today.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. The emotions are up and down today, mate, certainly, but I'm really happy with the scoreboard now. But today's all about Sponsors Day, and as every club knows, we're not by ourselves. Sponsors are the heartbeat of our footy club, mate, and two main revenue streams are, obviously sponsorship and the bar. So sponsors play a vital part in our footy club. Also, we're celebrating, not celebrating, we have mental health round this round, and that's proudly supported by Beyond Blue.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what today is all about. So it's a special day for our footy club, and I'd say it'd have to be probably our most important day for the year, mate. Yeah.
Yep. Talk us through, we just saw the guys setting up the dunk, little bizzo there. What's the go with that? What are you raising money for? And
Yeah, so that's... It's a great initiative by our social committee. We've got the dunk tank over there. We've got Coach Josh Ramsey going to get dunked. Myself, Vice President Craig Brown goes down, and a few others. So majority of the funds will go to Beyond Blue, and some of the funds will go towards our new build over there, as you can see, which is coming on quite nicely.
I'll tell you what, on a day like this, I can't wait to be in the media room that you've got for us personally, and for all the patrons here. They're bloody packed in like sardines under that pergola, so it'll be great for everyone to be inside in the warm, watching the boys go about their business. And lastly, mate, do you have a fancy outfit for the dunk, or are you going to get dunked like that?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of a theme. Last year's grand final on Mad Monday, I suited up in the Donald Trump kit, so it might actually get a bit of a run on the dunk tack today. We'll see what happens, mate.
All right, and last one, do the boys see the result home? They're 17 points to the good at the moment.
Yeah, I think they... we traditionally do that sort of stuff, Jack. We start really slow, and a lot of it's above the shoulders for our guys, and once they get switched on, they just go. I don't think we've lost the last quarter all year. Maybe on the last one that we lost against Golden Grove, that might be a different scenario, but traditionally we're very strong in that last half.
There you have it. Fantastic things happening down at Port Districts. We'll have the last quarter live on Filming Footy in only a matter of minutes.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, for that three-quarter time interview with the Port District president. Well, 3/4 time here at Country Living Homes Reserve. It was all Port District in that third term. They lead at the moment 10-11-71 to Payneham, 8 goals, 6-54. And Jack back up here now. Jack, how'd that go for you?
Yeah, really good. Darren's a great bloke, and been in touch with John, the secretary, over the morning, just seeing how the day's going and what they're doing down at Port. So, yeah, great signs. If you're a Port Districts fan, on the field and also off the field, looks like they're doing great things. And a bit like that third quarter, mate. They look pretty good at the moment. 8 goals. Yes, 8 goals to 2. So, give us a quick little tip. What do you reckon the result's going to be? Who sees it through from here?
Look, you've thrown me on the spot here. It's going to be very tough to call at the moment. The way Port District are playing, probably going to have to say them at the moment. However, you can't write them off. You know, the weather could play a part. It could start raining. The wind could change direction. You never know. So I think it'll be closer than what we expect in the end. I think Payneham will fight back, but I just think that Port District will get over the line in a really close one, but I'm not writing Payneham off at the moment. So even though it looked like it was going to be all Port District, I can't write the Falcons off at the moment. Back in the middle, and let's see what Payneham Norwood Union can do. Taj Rahui gets the first clearance of the quarter, but this man, Jack Ferns, oh, he wasn't paid the mark, okay? I thought it was.
Touch play on, I think it was.
Umpire called touch. I was going to say this man, Jack Ferns, has played really well, especially in this second half. And there's a throw been called, so Payneham will get the opportunity to go back inside 50. Giannini finds a good option in Samuel Morris. Morris sends it in there. Is there numbers? There's a big flyer. The ball was fisted away from him, though. I think that was Tom Wagner, the skipper, trying to mark that footy. So, what do you reckon of this quarter? What will happen, Jack?
I think Port District should be too strong and see this one out. That was a good look there for Payneham. Wagner soared high, but Organ, great spoil coming across there. So it's in Paynham's forward 50. Early doors in this last quarter. The home side stormed into the lead in the third term. They hold a 17-point advantage. Ferns clears. Max Wagner kicks it back Paynham's way. Touch play on, so Port take it and run. There's a player down behind play. We'll get you that in a second. Wagner front on contact on Max Wagner. Oh, sorry, Haynes on Max Wagner, who has a free for Payneham. And he pumps it where it came. Lyset underneath it. Fists it when he probably could have marked in the end, but it wasn't to know. Rose can't keep it in. It's going to be out of bounds for another boundary throw-in.
Yeah, not a lot of congestion in the numbers. They're all 1v1 contests all around the ground. There's a spare, there's not really a spare, but it's all pretty even in down there. So we'll see how this goes. The umpire will ball it in. The wind's picking up a little bit. Lyset tried to catch it at the ruck again. This time couldn't get a clearing kick. Inside 50, go the Falcons. Can they take a mark? Is that a free kick for holding on or pushing the back? Umpire didn't pay it. Now they're still scrambling for the football. Picked up by the 100 gamer Thomas Carter, and it'll be a ball up and an opportunity to reset for the Falcons now. Lyset in the ruck. Can't seem to find. There he is. It is Matt DeVigilio in the ruck now for Payneham Norwood Union. The lights have come on here at Country Living Homes Reserve, Jack, and
yeah, it's getting bloody dark at ground level, that's for sure. The clouds are dark grey, gloomy.
It's cold too.
Yeah, it is a bit fresh. Ball in now. In Paynham's forward half, Lyset. He's won his fair share of ruck contests today. Rahui, Sam Gray comes away with it though. Little Chisler, Tom Gray. He lifted in that third term. 3 goals for the experienced campaigner. Haynes in the McKay direction. He's got one on. Jack Gaffney. Does it fall over his head? It doesn't. He trips. Charles left football. He's kicked it. I'll tell you what, I know it's early in this last term, but that puts the margin to 23 points, 4 goals. I'd say Port District's are home from here.
Yeah, there were 3 Payneham defenders running back, and it was a 1v1 there, and they got in front of him, took a chest mark. But 3 Payneham defenders running back. That just shows that Port District had them sucked in, they were trapped and got it over their heads. Who kicked that last one there, Jack?
That was Charles who just kicked that one, mate. Yep.
Okay, so Charles with his second of the afternoon, and yeah, this could be a very big goal in the context of this match. Port District, they were down by about 4 or 5 goals at one point, but it's been all them, and now at the middle again.
Wow. How good is that?
Gray, just out the middle of the tap, was superb from last to Gray. Now goes to Tom Gray. I don't think there's any relation there between the two Grays.
I think there is. I think there are brothers, yeah.
They're brothers? Okay, well,
yep.
The more you know. Tom Gray is going to go the shot here. He'll be smart to take his 30 going into the final term. He wants to go short, and they'll have another opportunity to take some more time off the clock, and this time Joseph Haynes, and he's not played too bad. Joseph Haynes has got a lot of the ball in that middle, and
he's been good. He got swung forward in the third quarter, and he's got the journey. Absolutely no problems. He's a thumping kick of the football.
Well, let's see if he can thump it through the goals to give Port District an even bigger lead. I don't think it's going to make the distance, but it's marked on the goal line, and this man, Mackay, he's got 3 from the toughest of angles. He makes it 4. And that could be game over. Mackay with his 4th goal. Port District with the dominance in this second half. They were held goalless in that second quarter, and now they can't stop kicking goals.
Yeah, they certainly can't. It's been a dominant display. And it's interesting, it hasn't come from the very start of half-time, Peter. It took them about halfway through the third quarter to really get going, because they were still a bit slow, a little bit sluggish. Payneham kicked a couple against the grain, and then all of a sudden Port have gone bang, 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 and all of a sudden in a flash they're 29 points in front. There's only a slight opening in this window for Payneham to crawl through. It's going to need everything to go their way from here on in. Hewson, he was just held, but the umpire didn't see. Kicks it forward, and he's going to pick it up again. Hacks it forward now. Gets a terrible bounce if you're a Payneham supporter, and it's all Port District. Modistach, Jack Gaffney, evades 3, sweeps a handball out to Denton. He taps it cleverly to Tommy Carter, who lowers the eyes beautifully to Siney. One-on-ones all down the line, and Ferns drifts into some space and takes a nice slips catch.
He's played really well.
Plays on. Oh, sorry, mate. Plays on, ran himself into a bit of trouble, and the kick was smothered. Rahui. Morris now in that mud pit. You don't want to receive the ball there and turn. You'll slip over, and he nearly did. And that's Liam Modistach. I tell you what, he might be in the votes come the end of the game. That's his 5th intercept mark, and he's been a rock down in the back line for Port.
I'll tell you who could get some votes as well. Jack Ferns has played phenomenal, especially in that second and third quarter. Yeah, third quarter especially, because when they kicked all those goals, he's been a key part of their passages of players. They'll go back inside 50 here. The Falcons this time, and it'll be take it over the boundary line. A ball in. It's going to be tough to give the Archies today, I reckon. It's been a lot of players, Jack, that have been popping up at the right times to receive them.
Yeah, it's always hard with the Archies at times. Players drift in and out of the game, and there's sometimes not four-quarter people.
Back underway here at Country Living Homes Reserve, and it'll be a ball up inside Paynham's taking 50.
Inside Port's 50 now from the stoppage. Plenty of players around it. No one wants to grab it though. Sparkle does, and he kicks it away. Lysette in position A on his chest. He might feature in the voting too, you would think. He's been enormous. Miller Carter, low ball, Ferns. He's got the Hoff, Dienhoff, drifting into some space. And he takes it in his lap.
Well, if he kicks this, you'd think it's game over here, Jack.
Oh, 100%. We'd be coming on to sort of 10 minutes gone in this last quarter, and the margin's 5 goals. So Deinhoff can put the nail in the coffin here for the reigning premiers in what will be a fantastic comeback. And the Hoff makes no mistake. That's his second. And it's party time here at Country Living Homes Reserve.
Well, it's a battle of the black and white today, and the home team has definitely shown who's boss, I would say, in this second half. So
they've flexed their muscle, haven't they?
Considering the fact that they had 2 goals at half time and now they've got 13, they've really turned it around. And I'm not sure if it's because Payneham, you said last week they played well until 3/4 time, then they dropped off in the 4th quarter. I'm not sure if they've got the 4 quarters in them or if it's just Port District, the way they play the game. But Lyset's just been really dominant at the ruck as well for Port District. So we'll see what the final result is at the end of it. But if you're just joining us, Payneham were up by about 4 or 5 goals at one stage. They've got a free kick now through Kristanjic. And Kristanjic will kick to a 1v1. I'm not sure if there's enough time for the Falcons to respond with 6 goals to hit the lead. Port District have really put a dent in their push to get out of the relegation zone.
Great kick.
Yeah, wonderful vision, and Ferns is in the spot that they need him to be. Once again, the 100th gamer, Thomas Carter, pumps it inside 50. There's no mark taken. There's still numbers around the contest, though. Is that on the ball? Just got boot to ball there.
Trouble.
Oh. And the
Footy went to give the handball and got tackled there.
Yeah, it's looking like at the moment that it's just they're getting their stoppages just to hold this one off from Payneham. Port District. Here's Ferns again. Gets a handball away to a teammate. Mackay inside 50. Mark taken by Archie Charles. And he's played well too, Archie Charles. He's
certainly has.
Now's a chance for him. He's kicked 2. This is a chance for his 3rd.
I'll tell you what, he might even feature in Josh Ramsey's sort of best players that he picks every week. He's been pretty good in that half-forward line, I reckon. And 3 goals would be a great reward.
There's a handful of players that we could say would win the Archies or best on ground today. Charles is definitely one of that handful. Charles for his 3rd goal. He just hits the post and a behind. And at one point we're looking like the behinds were going to overtake the goals, but at the moment they've just got more goals than behinds Port District, so they've been accurate, you could say, in that 3rd turn.
Yeah, when you kick 8 goals in a quarter, that normally steadies things up a little bit. So for Payneham, it's just a matter of seeing this one out now and not letting this margin drift too far, because percentage is all important as well, as we know. They don't want their percentage to drift too far behind Prince Alfred, or else they'll have a mountain to climb. It's with Gaffney now. Cooper variety. Organ, he just waits and sits there. Bauer wraps him up. Ball comes loose. What can Pippett do? Umpire says in the back.
Oh, it's a bit stiff.
And 25. He
Very
must have just
stiff.
given him a bit of lip service. The umpire a bit of lip service for that push in the back. But he was probably there. Didn't go around him, just jumped on top of him and slapped the ball away. And Organ, a bit luckily, has a free kick. And Lyset presents. Ball comes to ground. 3-on-2 now for Payneham. Sammy Gray, all class, great hands. Ferns, I'll tell you what, he can size them up just from here. He goes to the top of the square. Charles should have kicked one moments ago, didn't. Siney, goal. 7-goal margin.
Yeah, they've all played well, and especially in this second half. I'll just take you around the grounds quickly.
Yep, please.
Broadview 2 goals, 113 to Golden Grove, 12 goals, 1082. As it stands, that is the lowest score of the season so far from Broadview.
Great stat from you.
A thriller here at Sacred Heart Middle School Oval. It's Sacred Heart, 4 goals, 327 to Glenunga, 4 goals, 428. A low scorer, but a good game. And it's the final sirens already sounded at St. Peter's College. 5 goals, 9-39 to Prince Alfred, 1 goal, 7-13. I'm not sure if they... Well, this quarter did go for a while.
My app glitched last week. That could just be a little bit of a typo.
Yeah, they had game cancelled or something. So, Salisbury North, 6 goals, 13-49 to Ross Trevor, 5 goals, 7-37. Still in that one there, Rocks, at Salisbury North Oval, but it's going to be very interesting, this top 5 at the end of it. There's about 6 teams that are really pushing. Salisbury North sitting in 6th at the moment, but if they beat Ross Trevor, they'll go into the top 5, but staying at the top of the ladder and will be, for the end of this round, a Port District, and Tom Gray kicks himself a goal. That's his 4th. Him and Mackay both with 4 goals. And Port District now with this percentage boost, Jack.
It's looking like a percentage booster. We wouldn't have called that at half time, that's for sure. But they've ticked over the 100-point mark. And for Payneham, it's more pain for Payneham. 48 points the margin. They haven't fired a shot in this last quarter. Port Districts have been way too good.
Yeah, well, the last time these two met, Port District only got up by 9, so Payneham have definitely challenged them before. They tried to today, but Port are just going to keep their winning ways up at Country Living Homes Reserve. Lysette,
big tackle, fell to Ferns. Hawkins off his chest. Hewson, McKenzie, Giannini should handball. Kicks to the wing. Sparkle does fall to Sparkle eventually. Morris, Sparkle was taken high. Get his head over it.
Payneham yet to score in this quarter, so let's see if they can get something here.
Yeah, certainly. And they need to stem the bleeding to stop this percentage growing, or their percentage shrinking and Port's growing. Ferns, tell you what, he's brought his own footy after half time. He's been everywhere in the middle of the ground. Carter, low ball to Siney. Dwyer running for support. Snaps down the line, 3-on-2. Gray brings it to ground. Great work, Tom Gray. Greaves under pressure. Kicks it only as far as Matt Rose, who was in position 101. Hawkins. Strong mark.
Yeah,
Broden Hawkins says, I want to get in on the act.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse at the moment for Payneham and better for Port District. It's Hawkins now with the football. He hasn't popped up with a lot of the footy, but I tell you what, they've all been playing really well and they all deserve a goal the way they have been playing at the moment.
They certainly do. He wants to get in on the act. Broden Hawkins strolls in, gets underneath it. Is it straight? It is straight. 54-point margin for the home team.
Well,
and it's been clinical in this second half.
Well, Port District will be taking this one home, and up next for them, they've got Glenunga away from home at Webb Oval. And for Payneham Norwood Union, they've got the Kookaburras, Golden Grove at Harpers Field. So a tough game for Payneham next week, playing the in-form Golden Grove. I think you've got the run for them, if you want to, the run home for the teams, if you want to quickly go through that one.
The run home. Question without notice for you, mate. They play Golden Grove and then they play the bottom 3, Broadview, Prince Alfred, Glenunga. Payneham have an opportunity to stay up if they keep playing good footy for 4 quarters, not for 2 quarters. So what do you think can happen there?
Well, I think it might have to come down to that second to last game, round 17 versus Prince Alfred in that game. That if they both go winless for the rest of the season, that could be the game to seize that who doesn't get relegated. But it's going to be a very interesting finish. It's looking like the top 6 at the moment. I think Glenunga will be pushed out of contention unless they get a win today. But it's very tight, and would hate to see teams go, but one of them has to, and they are fighting to stay up, Payneham.
And for Port District, they play Glenunga away next week, as you just touched on. And then they finish the season with Prince Alfred at home, Salisbury North at home, and Ross Trevor away. So they're going to move to 7-0 at home, Payneham, and consolidate their lead at the top of the ladder, with St. Peter's breathing down their neck and a few other teams trying to find some good form as well in the 5. Finds its way to centre wing, and Lysette with another tackle this afternoon. He's been enormous in the ruck.
Yeah, I tell you who does deserve a goal, Jack Ferns. He's been playing really well. And
Great call, he does. Yeah. Put him in the square, Josh Ramsey. Let him get one. Gaffney underneath a high ball. Comes to ground. Modistach there for support. And the umpire says, I'll have it.
Well, Payneham haven't scored a single point this quarter. It's been all Port District. And the way they've played, they definitely deserve it. They're on top for a reason in season 2025. Looking for back-to-back premierships. They won the 2024 grand final last year after Glenunga finished top and lost one game for the year. They won 2022. I believe it was Prince Alfred in that grand final. Went out in straight sets 2023, Port District. This year they'll be looking to bounce back. The lights have just flicked off here at Country Living Homes Reserve, so maybe they feel as if we don't really need them.
There's a little bit of sunshine poking through the clouds, finally. We haven't seen much all afternoon. The wind has died down, no rain around as well. So it'll be good weather for all the patrons outside who are packed in like sardines down there. Payneham, free kick for Modistach, who's been sensational down back, has Liam Modistach. Probably the other big guns are probably going to take his place in the voting, but he's certainly worth a mention, and I'm sure he might feature in Josh Ramsey's best on ground, best players this afternoon. Payneham go inside 50 once again, or to the edge of 50, come across the face. Catalano, umpire says I'll have it. Looked like Catalano was man in front there. The little man against Organ. Stood tall. Another ball up, top of 50 for Payneham. Lysette punches it away. Morris will be first for Payneham. Sells a bit of candy. He's got so much class, Sam Morris. Rahui, top of the goal square. Denton. Di Virgilio. Modistach for support. And there's your first score of the last quarter if you're a Payneham fan. It's a rush behind.
Yeah, so Port District just wanting to get the ball back. Just an easy rush behind there. I think they got caught deliberate a few weeks ago in the AFL. So with the Crows Melbourne game, they just ran over the line. So different stakes here at Division 1 of the Adelaide Footy League, and a mark taken by Mitchell Gaffney. Mitchell Gaffney now pops it up to your teammate and Siney. Siney handball, they can keep going here. Just stopped for options there. Jack Gaffney, one over the top now goes to Hawkins. Hawkins couldn't quite hold on to the football with his teammate inside there. It was Tom Gray. It'll be touched over the boundary line right in front of us. If the ball hasn't been here yet, Jack, and now we are getting the best view in the house of it, I reckon.
Best view in the house, up here on the scaffold.
Lysette just muscles his way through the ruck and taps it. The kick was cleared though as the tap went to Catalano. Catalano now gets it. Oh, big tackle, ferocious tackle, deserves on the ball, gets on the ball. In his 100th game, Thomas Carter proves why he's one of their best defenders, and he's just stolen the ball there off the 100 gamer. This is my milestone match, I want the football.
That was weird.
He gets it back. And, the kick wasn't great, however, but that won't matter in Port District's eyes as they have really turned it around in the second half as Payneham Nord Union will go inside 50. The mark wasn't paid, it hit the floor. He said the umpire's quick to play ball up, and he had no prior opportunity. Well, there shouldn't be too long left to go. Not sure how long is left on the clock.
22 minutes gone.
22 minutes. So we're just into time on now. So there should be maybe a few minutes. There hasn't been as many goals as what there was in the third quarter. But I tell you what, Sammy Gray goes for Tom Gray. The Greys combine. Handball over the top. And it's another one. I think that's Hawkins, it might be.
I think it's McKay. Looks like Sammy McKay.
Sorry there. We'll get a look when his number turns around. It might be McKay, you're right, I think.
Number 5, Sam McKay.
So that is very, very good teamwork there. Sam Gray could have had an easy goal. Tom Gray could have had an easy goal. They're doing the team thing, and that's what you love to see.
They walked it out of the goal.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a bit of party time in this last quarter. PNU have run out of puff.
Port District's highest score this season, 19 goals, 13, 127 against Broadview. They're pushing for it here. See if they have enough time to beat that score of 127 at the moment.
So they're trying to see this one out here. Port District, see how much more pain they can inflict on the Falcons. Only 2 goals in the second half compared to Port District's 15. So it's been clinical. Gray wraps up Rahui. Thought he had holding the ball. Morris has tried his guts out all day. Mackenzie down the line. Tommy Carter, great spoil. Over Gray's head. Gaffney now. Jack Variety. Chipping ball. Tom Gray. Haynes. Hewson. Back to Mackenzie. Should find a target. And does Sam Morris. And there's one out. Sparkle. And then he should chip it over to Pippett, who's working into some space, but he's held up on the mark. Great work, Cooper Gaffney. And he's just going to go down the line.
And a big kick out of there, but they do find a teammate. It wasn't paid, I think it was touched. And they clap Archie Charles off the ground as he comes off. He's played well today. Shot on goal comes from Tom Lewis, though. Is that going to go through to behind? Unfortunately for Payneham, it's going to look like a goalless final term the way it is going. It's Port District with a massive win at home. Ferns, he's played well. The ball comes off his hands. It goes to the opposition now. Giannini kicks it inboard to Hewson. Hewson had a good first half, just dropped off a little bit in the second. As Payneham looking for their first goal of the final term. Is that on the ball? Is that taken high? The umpire's played holding the ball. Eventually the ball spilled out and everyone was waiting, and now it's going to be a free kick for holding the footy, going the way of Port District. So lowest score of the season confirmed. Broadview finishing with 13 points to Golden Grove's 94. So very, very dark day for Broadview in this season. They haven't won a game yet, and they will be getting relegated, I think, now officially from Division 1. Glenunga got up over second half by a point.
No way!
4-3-27.
Wow!
To 4-4-28. So big win for the Rams. I'm not sure if it might be a bit too late though, but a bit of an upset there as the second half to have a bit of a form drop. So that'll be good for Salisbury North.
Huge ramifications with the ladder for that one, as we see Salisbury North winning by 7 points over Ross Trevor as well. Yeah. Wagner kicks that goal. Lost my train of thought there. Wagner gets Paynham's first of the last quarter. He's going to finish with 4. He's been excellent for Paynham today. And unfortunately for Paynham, it's another dark day for them.
15 goals in 3 quarters for Port District, or in a half, I should say, actually, 2 quarters. So
they've been good without being good enough, Paynham. Unfortunately, it's been the story for them the last 3 weeks. They have played the top 3 teams, or 2 of the top teams in the competition, and Sacred Heart as well last week. So they've come up against some tough teams. And they have an easier run as we approach the end of the season for them. So there's a positive outlook. If you're a Paynham fan, there's hopefully some wins coming your way and Division 1 football next year. But plenty of work to do still for interim coach Ben Hunt and the rest of the squad.
And holding on there.
Hawkins now at the top of 50. Haynes, does he fly? Oh. Reaches high, Joey Haynes. And just held on. And he's going to line up for his second. Has it been a masterstroke in the second half by Josh Ramsey, sending Joey Haynes forward? A position he hasn't played too often in his career. If he kicks this, it'll be number 2 for the day. Straight through the middle, Joey Haynes.
Yeah, 59-point lead now to Port District. Haynes with his second. Just quickly run through the goal kickers here. For Port, it's Deanoff with 2, Dwyer with 1, Charles with 2, Haynes now with his second just then, Mackay with 5 goals. Tom Gray with 4, Siney and Hawkins with 1. For the Falcons, Wagner has kicked 4, Pippett with 2, Hockley, Kelly and Lewis all with 1. They lead by 59 points, Port District. A little bit of a scare there, Jack, in that first half, but they've responded well in this second half. And
midway through the third quarter, we were saying the U word, upset.
Yes, but
Port District, gee, haven't they responded, as we've touched on a couple of times now.
I guess they could use the U word, Payneham, as they would be upset with.
Yes, very true. They would be upset with how the second half has transpired. 2 goals to half-time, Port Districts, and they've gone 8 goals in the third and 8 goals in this last term. 16 goals second half. It's almost unheard of.
Yeah, it's that second quarter, we're left scratching our heads a little bit, especially Port District, but Lysa just bowls this man over there, and Giannini. That'll be a big body getting up. He helps his teammate up. Good sportsmanship there as they can kick it inside 50. Good mark held on to by Mackay. The vice-captain in Gray, Sammy Gray. He's played really well at the middle, and he has an opportunity to get a goal. And he deserves one too, Jack, doesn't he, Sammy Gray?
He does. He loves getting in on the act, Sammy Gray. He loves a goal.
Sam Gray to push it to a 65-point margin, as if it wasn't big enough. They want more. There's the final siren. Sam Gray will have the final kick of the afternoon. They're leading by 59 at the moment, and Sam Gray for his first. And the final margin will be, I think he's missed it there, so 60 points. Well, Port District, they're on top for a reason, and they will remain there at the end of round 14. Payneham battled hard in the first half. They had a bit of a scare, Port District. They were leading by about 4 or 5 goals, Payneham, but a second half blitz from Port District, kicking 16 goals. They finished with 16-12, 120 to 9 goals, 761 in the end. It was a demolition job in the end. It was 9 goals, 862 to Payneham, I think. We'll get clarification on that soon. But Jack, well, what a second half from Port District.
Yeah, you did touch on it. Demolition job in that second half for Port District. And it was not even the whole second half. It was a quarter and a half, really. Halfway through the third quarter, Payneham was still looking good. There was plenty of spirit. They'd kicked a couple of goals against the grain. And all of a sudden, Port District just flicked a switch, and gee, wasn't it good to watch. In these tricky conditions, they played clean, dry with a footy almost, and they went bang, bang, bang in the second half, kicked 16 goals to Payneham's 3. So that is an absolute rout. For Ben Hunt and the Payneham Northern Union Falcons, gee, you almost feel for them a little bit. You can see what they're trying to do. You can see they're actually playing some decent footy, but they just run out of puff in the second halves at the moment. So for them, it's back to the drawing board, and as we touched on later in that game, there's a couple of winnable games for them on the run home, and there's still some optimism around for their quest in playing Division 1 footy in 2026.
Yeah, well said there, Jack. As Port District coming off a loss last week to Golden Grove at Harpers Field. Some would call it an upset. I think Golden Grove would say they played a lot better. I didn't actually see the game, but I do know that Port District have been challenged. Today they were challenged in the first half. However, Payneham couldn't quite get it done.
Well, thank you. Our 5 live streams of Division 1, of course, were brought to you by our sponsors, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, Programs to Fit, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, Archie's, and the Bartley Tavern, where the best on ground winner, which we will go away and decide and vote for, will take home a pair of Archie's. And there's a few players who can put their hand up for that one, and they'll win a pair of Archies, and they'll win a $50 voucher to the Bartley Tavern. So thanks to all of our sponsors who have brought you, the viewer, all 5 live streams of Division 1 today. Signing off here from Port District. A great day overall for the club. Of course, they had Sponsors Day. The new club rooms are getting built, and of course, Mental Health Day, where they're raising some valuable funds for Beyond Blue, sporting the blue armbands today. So it's a galvanised club, a strong, emphatic response from Port District. They come away 59 winners and remain undefeated at home. For Payneham, it's back to the drawing board. But until next week, we'll see you. I've just forgotten what I was going to say. But we'll see you next week for more Adelaide Footy League action.